Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into round number 15 of the 2026 Underground RC Supercross Championship live here on Start Your Systems. I am Kellen Brower, joined in the booth as always by my man, Andrew Wood, up in here ready to call the action for round 15 from Philadelphia. We have a penultimate 250 East race to figure out here tonight. We also have the third and final round of the RF Next Championship and a Tenches 450 title fight to figure out here tonight as well. So a lot to unpack, but first off, Andrew Wood, great to see you tonight. 15 rounds into this championship. We're almost there, buddy.
Almost there. We made it. Missed a couple early, but we're putting in the work these days, and we're going to finish strong. So glad to be back. Excited for some racing, and good to see these SMX Next guys, too.
Yeah, the next program is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We'll take you guys through that as well. All night long, we got our heat races, we got our main events, and everything else in between. But before we do that, we, of course, have to talk about qualifying that just happened here moments ago. And no surprise to see the two familiar faces at the top of this list. Braden Carter, Seth Carr, 49-2, 49-3, and a bit of a gap behind them. I know Colby Eaglin's been in the mix winning races of late, but I feel like these two have really established themselves as the two fastest men on the track in the second half of this championship, and it's proof in the pudding again here in qualifying.
Yeah, definitely a big gap too there that we normally see. Last week, I think it was 1 second for the top 18 that made it, and then this week, 1 second back like 4 or 5 spots. So pretty interesting to see these guys. Really hope that we can see Eaglin get some good starts and kind of play spoiler a little bit. And these guys, I mean, we've seen them have trouble when they don't get good starts. So if Carr and Carter can end up in the back and they don't have 3 races at a Triple Crown or something to be able to get it back, I think we could see Wyatt Grant, Colby Eaglin, or any of these other guys kind of playing spoiler a little bit.
Yeah, definitely some fun names up here in the mix. And also, speaking of fun names, if we go down the list right here, I think we'll find ourselves Matt Burkeen qualified here tonight, 35th place.
No choice.
Everybody loves Matty B and his YouTube stuff over there. But if you didn't know, before he started all of his YouTube fun and was racing pro and all this other stuff, he's a champion of 250 outdoors in this game. So dusted off the sticks here a few weeks ago, started playing again, and look at that, makes it right into the night show.
Yeah, I mean, back when he was in studio, he was saying, I might try to race. And then, he let us know he was trying to qualify, made it in barely, and it's not going to be an easy one for him tonight. I expect it to be a little bit rough, but it'll be fun to see him out there, and we'll have to do some check-ins on him throughout the night.
We will, for sure, similar to our other friends, Tyson Fresquez, Connor Lynn's been racing a few of these of late. We'll see how they fare here tonight as well. In the East Championship, though, it is Spieth versus Tharp really for this title fight, and there they are at the sharp end of the field again. Spieth gets the nod this week by a 1/10 of a second, and Tharp right there on the 52-0. Now, Spieth, he's the one who lost red plate last time out. What's he got to do tonight to limit damage control here?
He's normally just getting good starts, so I feel like that's not something that I'm really worried about him. I think it's just being able to kind of stay up and stay consistent. He's been crashing a little bit too much and letting Braden Tharp capitalize on his bad races. Braden had really only one bad round. He's finished pretty much in the top 3 the rest of the times, whereas Spieth feels like he's liable, to maybe have a bad night and get a 7th. So he's got to really lock in. They got 2 more rounds on this coast, and I think just go ahead and keep it on 2 wheels and put in a solid finish and hope Braden Tharp has a slightly off night, but try to go out there and win this one.
We always talk about the difference in times as well. 51.9, your fastest in 250s here tonight. 40th, your cutoff time of 56.0. Only 40 guys ended up running laps. So any of you guys still looking to try to get into the 250 races here tonight, or not tonight, but next week, keep an eye on that because there's a potential we might not have full gates down the stretch here. Hey, championship-wise, though, there is a slight chance this thing gets wrapped up tonight. Seth Carr, if he leaves here with a 50-point lead, is your 2026 champion. 32-35 back for Eaglin and Carter. I don't expect this to happen, but it definitely is on the table.
Yeah, you could have a surprise winner like we kind of saw with Cash Woods earlier on in the West Division. If something big happens, if Eaglin and Carter somehow don't make the main, boom, instant champion right there. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. We'll most likely see him clinch next week, but got to just expect Seth Carr to go out there and win tonight and kind of extend that even further.
Also, speaking of Braden Carter, as you see him third in the standings here, shout out to him. Subbed up over on Twitch, tier 1 sub for his 69th month. Nice. So 69 months for OG BPC over on our Twitch channel. Thanks so much to him for the continued support. And if we look at our East standings, 8 points in it between Tharp and Spieth. Again, a fantastic title fight so far between them. 2 rounds still to go. We'll see how it goes here this evening. One more piece of business to cover here before we go racing. It is our RF Next, the 250 Amateur Supercross Stars on the gate here tonight. 22 make it in out of qualifying, and here's a list of them that you can see here. Gage Brown, fastest qualifier over Brady Olson, Dalton Gunterman, Ethan Commodore, and Chuck Nygren inside the top 5. Fun names in this list as well. Devin Simonson, Club MX's finest, P8 in qualifying here tonight, as well as Rock River Gizmo Mods Yamaha's CJ Bernard in 13th. So some real-life rippas out here getting the job done. A few guys looks like they were not all the way through in qualifying. So we'll see who ends up actually making it, because there's some of these guys that don't have times in just yet. So I think they're going to probably work on that and make it happen. So that is a look at those guys. Back in the server with you now before we go racing. 250 Heat number 1 coming at you here in just a minute. And this is our first look at the racetrack here tonight in Philadelphia. What are you seeing on this racetrack here for us, Andrew Wood? Take us around it.
Yeah, so off the start, I do like that rhythm. It's got kind of a roller into it. Maybe see a wheelie over that roller, triple onto the table or banana, and then kind of triple off, double into the corner. 2 maybe tricky whoop rhythm sections back to back off the start, and then the whoops that have been giving everyone fits all year long. So going to be interesting to kind of see how the start of laps go down with those guys, and if there's any big lines that these guys can pull out. Then it gets a little bit more basic. Come across the start, a double into a Supercross triple, but we do have a split section, so interesting to see if that has different options there, and then see what kind of options they take through that little short rhythm section. Then down across the start again, and then you're going to hit the finish line, and then a pretty basic 2-3 or 3-2 section there. And then they're going to come back and have that high-speed rhythm section back across the start straight, and that's where I expect the most carnage here tonight, besides the whoops.
Well, I'm looking forward to that kind of interesting, not fully 90-degree corner before the finish line jump, an open opportunity for some guys to go down there and make some rough passes for these heat race transfer spots or in the LCQ, which we'll see coming up, obviously, a little bit later here tonight. Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood in the booth, bringing you guys the action here from round 15 of Underground RC Supercross. And it is time to go racing here tonight, folks. 250 Heat 1 is on the gate. That includes our championship leader, Braden Tharp, as well as several other names out here. Cade Matherly on the 1, Seth Crotty, Ryan Cheesecake Chowsey, Nick Thomas-Sunis is here as always. And there is your championship leader on the 9, your reigning 250 SMX champion and current points leader, Braden Tharp for Ashika KTM. So that is our run-through show here tonight as we get ready to drop the gate here in Philadelphia for round 15. If you haven't been with us before for Underground RC Supercross, it's a very similar format to that of real life. We will be having a 6-minute plus 1 lap heat race coming up for 250 Heat 1, followed up by the same format for Heat 2. Then our 450 heat races, Heat 1 and 2, same amount of time. Top 9 transfer to the main event from there. Then we'll pivot to our RF Next program before we go to our last chance qualifiers and the main events coming up a little bit later on here tonight. All right, let's go racing here in Philly. Make sure we get our cameras on. There we go. It is time to drop the gate here in Philadelphia, round 15 of Underground RC Supercross coming at you right now. Land rush into turn number 1. It looks like Matherly's got a nose there on the 1 up the inside. He's going to bring Tharp with him. It's Matherly, the whole shot, with Tharp right up alongside of him. Noah McLaughlin there on the Honda in the background, but our 2 single-digit boys out front early on, Wood.
Yeah, looking good. Is his bike always white?
No, he's normally been running the red Honda, but a bit of a white lightning here tonight.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was off the start. Then I could see the number 1. Bad run through the whoops there as Braden Tharp goes flying by. Looking up the inside, though, the single into this corner might mess up with some guys. They're going to be side-by-side. Dualies!
Big uns, too. I love it. Early on, right away for us. As Matherly settles back into second, but Tharp laid it down on that triple. Did not want to let him have that pass as they charge back down the start straight. Nygren on the 94 has moved up into third behind them with Thomas Sunis now in fourth. McLaughlin slides back to 5th, but these two trying to get away. Hey, Matherly, remember, he has been kind of a force to be reckoned with these last couple of weeks, and he looks like he wants a piece of Tharp for the lead here.
Yeah, he is. Ooh, look at that. Way better drive through that rhythm section, and he is gone. Braden Tharp just showed us what can happen if you mess up that rhythm section as Nygren goes into P2. It's very tricky because they have to somehow preload their bike. And normally, sometimes you can kind of soak it up by going through. Oh, Tharp goes flying by again with the whoop speed, just the same way he got the lead earlier on in the race. But yeah, those guys are going to really need to wheelie into that over that little roller and nail that rhythm section, because that is a huge time loss. What he lost to Cade, but he's trying to claw it back.
All right, we'll see if he can. The speed is there. Nygren settles back in the 3rd. There's Thomas Sunis in 4th. And Nicholas Beckstead now rounds out our top 5. We got Travis Johnsmeyer 6th. Ryder Carnine 7th, Seth Crotty 8th, and Emmett Sund is on the bubble spot right here, right in front of Ryan Cheesecake Chelsea. Got Dylan Roper, Seth Devers. This is chaos for this transfer spot. We got 6 riders nose to tail. In the middle of it is our transfer positions, Andrew. Man, this could get really chaotic quickly here.
Yeah, look at that option line by Emmett Sund. I want to see how that works out. Oh, they're side by side, jumping over other riders. Emmett Sund ends up on the outside, wasn't able to pull far enough away. Johnsmeyer was all over the place right there. Now he's battling with Carnine. These guys are bar to bar. Let's see who gets the better drive in the whoops here. We see someone up ahead getting all sorts of sketchy. Ryder Carnine trying to shove it down the inside, makes a little bit of contact. Oh, someone got slammed in the background. They both stayed on 2 wheels. We're going side by side. Oh my gosh, what is this? 250 class is awesome.
Man, I think it was Devers and Johnsmeyer maybe got together back there as Nygren has slipped back behind all these guys. So it's Devers now in the transfer spot. Matherly and Tharp still going at it out front, but man, the chaos is certainly aplenty in this heat race for the top 9 positions to make it straight into the main event. You do not want to go to that last chance qualifier here tonight. I want to try to make it straight in. Look at that tripling down the inside. Nygren gets by Johnsmeyer. Looks like he's back on his horse trying to go after Seth Devers. I don't know what happened to him, because remember, he's up in 2nd place. Falls back as Johnsmeyer lays it down. Actually, Lawson Dye lays it down. Nygren's got the bit between his teeth. He's trying to get in his transfer spot.
Yeah, Nygren is on it right now and looks good on that number 94. Someone pirouettes to the whoops, doesn't fall off the bike, takes out Ryder Carnine right there. So now he drops back in. Emmett Sund is now on the bubble here. Man, what is going on back here? Up front, it's Matherly, Tharp, Tonasunis, Crotty, Beckstead, Chelsea, but who cares about all that? We're looking at these crazy battles right here. These guys are playing musical chairs with the final transfer that Emmett Sund holds right now.
Yeah, Sund now finally has a little bit of breathing room, not much. Back to Devin Cook there on the number 124 Temecula KTM. Or actually, it's a Husky, I think, back there, just lurking behind these guys. We got a rider down in transition right there. That was Seth Devers, who's in a transfer spot. So Devin Cook goes by. These guys trying to get that option line through the inside and throw them for a bit of a loop as Johnsmeyer almost quads up through that rhythm section. And now we're starting to see some separation. But as I say that, Devin Cook went down, and Johnsmeyer moves to the transfer spot. Cook's coming right back, Andrew.
Yeah, he was down in that corner, able to get a smooth rhythm line right there. Oh, they almost ran into each other right there. Johnsmeyer's going to have the preferred line. Cook just kind of overturned a little bit going in or exiting that corner. So Johnsmeyer has him hot on his heels. Ooh, almost goes over the bars. These guys are tightening up fast as Cook has some trouble behind him too. Option line going outside, tripling over, then tripling into the corner. Looks about even almost until he tucks the front.
And then turned on a dime and left a nickel change. He missed a couple gates coming down the start straight right there. Carnine goes by. It's still Johnsmeyer in the transfer spot as Matherly's opened it up out front to a healthy lead over Tharp. Looks like this is going to be his heat race win for the taking. Oh, Carnine gets together with Devin Cook, and they both end up going down. That might cost both of them a chance to transfer out of this heat race. Let a lot of guys go by. More importantly, though, let Travis Johnsmeyer get a big gap up ahead of these guys. He's got a few seconds now to work with, and a tough break for those two guys battling for 10th.
Yeah, it looked like Devin Cook just got a little bit overzealous from the outside, but as we see Johnsmeyer here now on the screen trying to make a pass on Nick Tomasunis here as they're going to both go over the triple together. White Lightning up here, Nick Tomasunis sitting in 8th place. So these guys, it's not a must-have pass right here for these guys. They can both just kind of stick together and take this healthy lead as you see that probably 2 or 3 second gap behind them. They both want to just keep moving forward and keep it on 2 wheels, so just make sure you guys don't get into each other. Keep moving forward here, clicking off the laps. We got 8 seconds and a lap to go. So next time around, the leader will get the white flag. And so all these guys got to do is hold on to it. But we see Nygren down for the second time in this race.
Oh, and then he gets hit from behind by Aaron Rockefeller, and they both laid it down. So Jack Mark moved on by into the transfer spot. Carl Novak just about went through the front door in the background behind him. So Mark has a little bit more breathing room again, about a 2-second gap. As the white flag waves out front, our race leader, Cade Matherly, taking off with this thing. I saw Tharp close it up to about a second, but he must have gone down, and Matherly has just been a rock-solid horse in the second half of this East campaign.
Yeah, he's been unreal the last 3 weeks, and honestly, I almost forgot about him for a second, Kellen, even though he's been so great the last couple weeks, because he wasn't there almost over the bars. He wasn't really there in qualifying. At least I didn't really notice his name more towards the top of the list, but he's figured it out here, and yeah, definitely looks just as good as he has the last couple weeks. Braden Tharp did run the fastest lap of this race last lap around, but only about a tenth of a second faster than Cade has been. So Cade, go out there, get some good starts, play spoiler. Spieth might have a best friend in Cade. If I'm him, I'm trying to maybe get his Venmo or his PayPal.
Get him in the mix tonight would be Spieth's plan, but Cade Matherly has other plans. He's trying to win here tonight as he wins 250 heat number 1. It's his 5th career heat race win, and he's on top here to kick off the evening. Tharp 2nd, Crotty 3rd, Beckstead 4th, Chousey all the way up to 5th, and then look at this battle here. We got Thomas Sunis and Emmett Sun 6-7, Jack Mark in 8, but Johnsmeyer is trying to hop over all of them. He's going to go by. Oh, and look at Emmett Sun gets launched out onto the start straight here. Could Carl Novak get up in this final corner to try to make something happen? Little too late right there for Novak, but I think he did make it. Where was Johnsmeyer? Oh, no, Johnsmeyer was behind him? Wait,
No, it would have been Johnsmeyer. I thought he was way further up.
He was 6th.
He went from
misses it on
6th to
putts?
10th?
Wait, so 4 tenths, 2 tenths. All right, so a second and a half. And then Novak is another, so like 2.4 seconds behind.
Yeah, I'll see.
He's another second and a half behind that. He had
What
like
number is he?
3.5 seconds
142?
of cuts. Yeah, 3.8?
8, yeah.
Yeah. Good lordy, man. What are we doing,
Be
Travis
better.
Johnsmeyer?
No, he's not the one. Maybe he did something like Cook. But honestly, Cook, when we saw him kind of knife and then cut across all that section of track, but you're not hitting it that much faster. So sometimes you're actually not going to get that many cuts from an off-track excursion such as that. So must have flown off somewhere, maybe skipped the whoops or skipped some of the jumps in the rhythm section. And that's a hefty penalty after a great race. He's heading to the LCQ, but Cade Matherly, absolute domination here tonight. And yeah, Braden Tharp had that good start alongside him, but just kind of got checked out on for a little bit by Cade.
And I would be, I don't know about you, but I would be so pissed to have finished 6th in a heat race only to see myself get the lawyer coming out and have to go to the LCQ.
That's really bad. Normally you're like within a second, you're like, oh dude, I hope I still held on to that spot, maybe 2 or 3 tenths because you know you flew off the track once, but 3.8 seconds, what is you doing, baby? That's a lot.
Dude,
that's pretty nuts.
He must have been around like outside of a whole section or something.
In like a 6-minute heat race.
That's ridiculous.
That's
3.8
impressive.
Seconds is quite a bit. But we do roll in now to our second heat race of the night, 250 Heat 2 coming at you. Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood in the booth. And then we got RF Next coming up. Devin Simonson in the house, in the chat room. Honestly, I might see, maybe I should text Devin and see if we could get like a pre-RF Next interview.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Or even just after, or even at least some words, some thoughts.
Yeah.
Someone was laughing at me because I guess my face from when we started. Kellen, I think your mic is broken or off. We just hear you from Awood's mic. We'll check on that.
Check. 1 2, check. 1 2, check.
If you heard the check's good, then we're good. I don't know. I was laughing right before we came hot mics is when I saw a text come through from that group chat with the awesome name.
Check. 1 2, check. I think I know.
Check the plug? No?
No, hold on.
Well, welcome to Awood Hour. All right.
Stupid thing always happens to me. Okay, that should be fixed now. You guys should be able to hear me. I might be even too loud, actually, so let me...
Honestly, you normally are.
All right.
We're back.
Let's get back in and do our action here for the second heat race. Why is it always not double click?
Yes, it is the
Okay.
real Devin Simonson that will be racing, along with hopefully Tate Reed and who's the other guy? CJ
Yeah, CJ Bernard.
Bernard. Some real life Rippas in the SMX or RF Next class coming up, but also we got some good rippers, real life rippers, in real life that are out here tonight. So Nicky Tomasunis, you saw in that first heat race. But let's see, we got Dustin Garrett, Nick Casella, Tommy Liberta, Jared Gummison, Tyler Valentine, Elliot Person, Stephen Short, Brady Collins, Jack Gatlin, Jake Spees, Will Now, Dylan Bollinger, Ryan Rich, Logan Morberg, Trevin Thompson, Broken Thumbs, dropping stuff over here, Hunter Ash, Ben Nerona, Frank Jackson, all coming in line. I think I missed one person. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We probably got most of them. All righty, folks. Time for 250 heat number 2 coming at you. Let's see who's going to get the all-important Stats Guy whole shot. Look at that. Jake Spees far inside, far right-hand side of your screen for the 15 machine. Let's see how he comes out as we drop the gate here again in Philly. Oh, someone hit the gate right there. That might have been Will Now as a Husky coming out of the middle, ripping a good one. Oh, he gets pushed down. It was Ryan Rich, and Spees using that inside gate gets the whole shot right up alongside Elliot Person. How about that, Awood? Far inside gate, whole shot in this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a good jump and you're confident in that, that's where I really used to like to be, maybe second or third gate. Just depends on how much you actually get pinched off. It looks like this one, because of this whoop section here, it is just a straight line. So you can, I do see the title guys kind of going in those first 3 gates, just trying to protect and get a good jump, and you are actually just going to dominate everyone on the start. Jake Spees looking comfy out front, throwing big old whips for us with his gold rims and trying to check out on the field and kind of put a stamp on this heat race. Maybe get if you have the fastest heat race time, you get the first gate pick for the main event, and maybe that'll help him out with this championship.
Yeah, especially because he just saw that inside gate works a charm, and he'll probably want to get that over his buddy Cade Matherly, and of course his title rival there, Mr. Braden Tharp. A little bit offline in this rhythm section, but corrals it together nicely. Still 3s into the corner. Nerona up in second with Gatlin third, crossing over in front of Dylan Bollinger. Jared Gummison rounding out our top 5 early, and this one feels a little bit closer early on, Awood, between these top competitors. Doesn't seem like the other side from Spees maybe getting away a little bit. These guys are having much luck as down goes Gatlin in the whoops, and he takes Bollinger with him. Oh, and another crashes. I think that was Frank Jackson laying it down on the 28. All these guys are going to fall backwards. Gatlin gets up still in a transfer spot. But just as I say it, these guys start crashing up in the whoops. Yeah,
I was going to say there's about 4 or 5 guys instead of the 2 that kind of got a good start and tried to jump away from the rest of the field. Nerona and Spees are the only 2 really checked out here, with Gummison 4 seconds back on the rest of them. So, yeah, that crash in the whoops, you commentator cursed like half the top 10 right there. So, bummer for that, but it's okay. Jack Allen, his setup is sick this week too.
Is that Thor gear?
It reminds me of the old school Thor that was in like MX vs ATV. I have a question.
Hit me.
It's active. Oh no, it is Thor.
Oh, it is Thor.
On this rhythm section, the way that you used to ride in this game, how would you enter that? Would you do the flat turning double across the start, or would you opt to go outside double and then have to wheelie over that pre-jump?
Well, I'm going to have to pause that answer and wait to see what 450s do, because I couldn't do it with my index finger, but I believe you can go outside 3 all the way over.
Okay.
And so I would do that if I could. I don't know if the 450s will, but if they have that line as an option, that would be my preferred one. Because, yeah, I don't like the wheelie thing, but I don't know that I'd be good at this inside option that we're seeing Nerona take right here, but he's trying to make it work, and he's going to go to the lead.
Yeah, I mean, and a big mistake doing the wheelie thing right there. So it's, but we also saw Jake Spees, I think he switched his line, because on the very first lap, we saw him all by himself try to jump that double to the inside, and the guy got super high and off-centered. So, yeah, really interesting to see. I think it's really tricky, but the wheelie, that little pre-roller, though, it is wider on the far right side. Yeah. So if you land on the left, it's harder to get in that pocket. So if you do go far right edge, keep an eye out for those guys where they're wheeling over that hump and getting into that, because it does give you more time. But yeah, we talked before the race even started. That's one of my weaknesses, always has been, wheeling into those pockets for the rhythm sections. So we'll keep an eye on these guys and see what the top 450 guys. Nerona going inside double, clipping. He gets a little bit off balance, but is still able to get there. I guess as long as you can grease this rhythm section no matter what, that's all you need to worry about.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised that even clipping, you can still get all the way over the start on these 250s. I thought that would be something you have to get perfectly, taking that inside option, but obviously working here, as you can see, Nerona getting away from Spieth. Another mistake in the whoops, and tough break for Spieth, man. He had this thing, looks like he was starting to run away with it, and these guys started catching up to him a little bit. Will now from hitting the gate all the way up to third. Ryan Rich from crashing in the first corner all the way up to fourth as Gummison lays it down in the whoops. He's going to lose 3, maybe 4 positions as right up behind him comes Steven Short. And then you got Jacob Johnson and Tommy Luberta going at it. Johnson just went through the mechanics area and got passed up by Luberta. Luberta charging forward now in a transfer spot, but getting a little bit Riley here, Andrew Wood.
Yeah, these guys are definitely struggling, even not the top guys. So a lot of shuffling going on here. We see guys from down or hitting the gate early on to made it a long way up, and that shows you that the rest of the field is having their struggles of their own in order for them to come this far up that quick. Change for lead. Jake Spieth had gotten back by Ben Nerona, who was looking like he was checking out. Spieth was making a lot of mistakes, and you know what's interesting, Kellen? Watching Jake Spieth, I know he's now behind in the championship, and he has to be the rock that is very consistent in kind of winning these races to claw the points back. But he looks so much worse on the track than Cade Matherly and Tharp do. Every time I see them ride, he just looks like he's making so many more mistakes by himself. So he's really got to clean that up by the main event time. And hopefully we'll see that maybe in this last lap or two.
Well, it's definitely showing us the difference between qualifying times versus race pace because, again, Spieth put it P1 here tonight, put it on pole position, but then you almost wonder, based on what we're seeing out of him in the whoops, that maybe it was just one magical lap or maybe a lap or two that he got together, because now we've gone to jumping the whoops for Jake Spieth, and we saw Tharp ripping those whoops in the heat race before this. So I wonder if Spieth is going to have to try to figure that out for the main event, or else he might be on the back foot when it comes to battling for this championship. Couple quick shout-outs that I missed, and going to do what I can to call them out now. But Carl Novak, thank you so much for subbing up with your Prime. 14 months. He's on a 4-month streak. Shout-out to him. Dominic 22B also subbed up with his Prime. He's on a 4-month streak as well, his 11th month. And, of course, we got OGBPC. So thank you guys so much for using your Prime subs over on Twitch. Kicks over a little bit of money our way, helps us out along the way. We do really, I genuinely want to do outdoors. I think as of right now, it's going to be at least some of them that I'll commit to, but I'm not too sure about doing all of them just yet, but I really want to, so keeping that in mind for you guys as well. But it is Jake Spieth on this final lap of the race, still jumping the whoop. So it goes 3-4, then kind of hits the last handful of them on the way out. I do feel like that could be a difference maker here tonight, Andrew.
I think he figured it out, though, because we saw him earlier on kind of trying to blitz and falling into a jump line. If he can find out, okay, I'm going to jump the first couple, then I can blitz out or figure it out, I think that's going to help him a lot in the main event.
Well, here it is. He's going to stamp his ticket to the main event with a win in 250 heat number 2. Jake Spieth getting it done. I don't know if that'll be faster than heat 1, but he at least will get first or second gate pick. So good on there. Nerona in second. Spieth, it's his 4th career heat win as well. Jared Gummison in 3rd. Got Ryan Rich, Jack Gatlin, Frank Jackson all together. Will now in 7th. Woo. Jacob Johnson in 8th. We're going for a bit of a ride here.
Dizzy.
As Luberta brings it home in 9th. And somebody was just pirouetting onto the start straight. That was Tyler Valentine trying to get up inside the top 10. But he will be heading to the LCQ. Trevin Thompson also going as well. Brady Collins, Logan Mortberg, Steven Short, Dustin Garrett, Darius Peterson, Nick Casella, and Hunter Ash going through as well to that last chance qualifier. So what do you think? Spieth versus Tharp, what we've seen here tonight, who seems to have the upper hand so far?
I feel bad. I like Spieth. I don't know why I want him to win. I think it's because Spieth already, or Tharp already has a championship. I'm just like rooting for underdogs, but I want Spieth to get it done somehow, but he's got to figure it out. Hopefully those whoops can be more consistent, and he might need a little bit of help from Cade Matherly. But honestly, I think the winner tonight might be Cade. He might just walk away from this. So here's that 3-3. Yeah, so then he goes like 2.5 and kind of blitzes out. So if he can do that from the start of the race, and he looks how he does right now, I think it'll be a good fight. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see.
At least just being consistent could be a huge benefit for him later on this evening in that main event. But now we roll into our 450 heats. We'll jump back in studio with you guys for a minute. Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood. Trying to use this intermission screen more often so we can interact with people. You guys can see our faces, what we're calling here at home, what we're seeing, what you guys can see as well, and bring you guys into the booth with us a little bit. But so far, pretty interesting racetrack. I feel like quite one-lined in some areas, but at least there's a few things that can separate you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a 90-degree hater. The one out of the whoops kind of doesn't matter, but even with the roller, I mean, I even think maybe the roller makes it worse. They're all going to that inside before the double triple, and then it looks like maybe we'll see it change in the 450 class, but it looks like the turn kind of after the finish line before you go across the start might be dominated by that double on the inside. So we'll see, but we'll get some side-by-side action, right? Meow.
Hey, shout out as well to a couple more guys. iMoto251 using his Prime sub.
I also use my Prime sub.
Oh,
but it won't. It doesn't like. Through. I know it doesn't like let me show, but then it says I'm subbed because I did a test.
Well, shout out Awood729 using his Prime sub. Zach JP3 also subbing up with Prime. Luke Sheff also using. He's just subbing up. He's not even using his Prime. He doesn't need his Prime. He's just subbing up. He doesn't need free
stuff. He got money.
Money.
Where's Matty B? Is he in this one? We got Matthew Burkeen, comeback of the year.
Let's see.
Better than Kim K's.
I think so. I don't think he's in this one.
Next heat.
Yeah, next heat. We got Bednar, Shirley, Wyatt Grant, Rogers, Castellaneta, J.R. Reyes, Horn, Turley, Ryan, Bindis, Sullivan, Dallaire, Show, Siebold, Parker, Blakely, Kepke, Lindsay, Lang, and our points leader, Seth Carr. So finally get an idea of what Seth Carr's doing. Do you think Seth Carr is going 4 over the table, 4 into the corner in the first rhythm section?
Ooh. Yeah? I didn't play the track. That's the problem. Because I only get to watch your index finger lap. So if you go double across the start.
Or 3.
They're just going 3 on. Yeah, or 3. Then you have that speed. It's got to be possible. I guess we might find out right here if they don't start the race that quick. Lane, if you're listening, wait like 5 seconds.
Why?
See what we got here. So they're going triple double.
He's going to the inside. And then roll. Yeah, he still gets over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the big, because it's a big one.
Yeah.
It's not a small 3-foot single, so it's a big one. I mean,
he's got that all day, and also, I mean, he just hit a triple to the inside, double across the corner, then still had to hit the wheelie line. So,
I thought he was gonna run out of that.
This guy's nuts, dude.
Honestly, it annoys me when I watch their replays. Like, you watch Seth Carr play it from his perspective, and you go, it doesn't even look that hard.
Does he play first person, too?
No, he's third.
Okay, I like that then. The first person players just make me sick watching them, but third person, at least it looks kind of human, but it's ridiculous that they can do what they do.
Yeah, for sure. All right, here we go, folks. It's time to drop the gate here. 450 heat number 1 here in Philly. Let's see the big dogs. We're off and running. Looking at Castellaneta on the 22. He's off to a good start in this one. Grant up the inside on the 27 gets there first. Carr's trying to get up the inside, but it is Wyatt Grant with the hole shot. Seth Carr down the inside takes over the race lead. Looks like the 90, or the 50, I should say, of Tanner Rogers was just outside of them. But Carr to the front immediately goes 3-4 through that rhythm section with Wyatt Grant right behind him, and we are off and running with the 450s.
This track looks like a completely different racetrack that we saw in the 250 races with these giant lines that these guys are able to do. Seth Carr, one of the best at it. Wyatt Grant, though, he's been a great starter, and he's always spicy early on in the races, and we know he's not afraid of hitting a big rhythm section. So he's going to be right behind him, trying to gain anything he can when Seth Carr makes a mistake. But, man, this guy's about to put on a clinic, I think, Kellen.
All right, clean racetrack. Let's see what Carr does through this rhythm section. We're going to go all the way into the corner, trying to 3, and he's going to roll, I guess, and then 3 on. So, yeah, I don't know. I think he just totally blew that section. He was trying to do something different.
He needs to not try that triple to the inside, because, I mean, he jumped off the track, missed it, then you're hitting the double from a weird angle. So I think he's got to retire that line, and I would be interesting to know if that triple cross from the outside is possible from one of the fast guys. I'm sure we'll get someone in here eventually telling us what's possible, but Wyatt Grant tossing it, throwing down just like his dad, leading us here around in 450 Heat 1 here tonight in Philly.
I wonder what his dad Josh thinks of Wyatt running former OG Steve's Lord Nick Way's number. Do you think it's a good crossover between them?
It depends on, like, they've got a lot of history together, so it depends on if it's good or bad. Wyatt Grant hitting that triple to the inside. Look at that, preloads his suspension, goes outside, has a little bit more room, triples on, nice and easy. He just said, Seth Carr, I'll take that line. I will do it better, and I'm going to try to check out hitting these triple quads.
Look at that dude dips the nose. He's got the handy dip out front too. From the 27, dude. He's absolutely shredding out here.
All the HUDs with those types of moves, man. This guy, he looks good. Just having a loose program, tossing whips on every jump, dude. That's how you get it done. That's how you make me a fan right there.
I think everybody's a fan at home. I think everyone would love to see a redemption story. Wyatt Grant almost won the 450 main event. Gosh, what was that, like 4 weeks ago or so? And what race was that? They're all blending together, but he almost did.
What I did this morning.
But we'll see if he can get the job done later here tonight. Seth Carr still second, not for long. He's down. He goes for that same triple that you said Andrew Wood would bite him, and it does it again. Now back to 5th place.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't look as consistent or comfortable on it. Now he misses this up, has to go double, triple. We got Spencer Turley. What's up, my dudes? Passing him up the inside as they also flew by Jax Lindsay right there, who was off the track.
Turley down in front of him.
Cases the quad, blows his legs off, and Seth Carr gets another spot back, moves back into 4th.
So Carr now 4th. We got Jax Lindsay in 5th, Dylan Delaire 6th, Tanner Rogers 7th, Noah Bindis in 8th. And here is your transfer spot battle. Castellaneta right in front of Caden Kepke. Spencer Turley, Jeremy Siebolt right back there. And not too far back of that is J.R. Reyes and Devin Ryan. So Castellaneta's got some heat coming, Mr. Awood.
Yeah, he's the fall off of Castellaneta has to be studied. Not that I'm a huge Castellaneta fan. I used to pick him for every hole shot when we weren't allowed to pick Jacob Hubbard, because that's what he did. He would go out there, get starts, and just kind of I feel like be top 3 every race. He was just there because he puts himself in good positions. Hasn't been able to do it lately and puts himself in a bad position in this rhythm section. Loses 2 spots there as Kepke and Turley go back by. I wonder if Castaneda was able to get that triple, because these guys are going for the triple quad but not consistent. Siebel gets a 2-for-1 in that rhythm section. He's jumping though, and Castaneda blitzing up the inside. And he cleans him. That was awesome.
And goes right through the mechanics area, and some of these guys can't see, so Devin Ryan gets into the side of Siebolt right there, but
Poor Devin.
Laid him out as Kepke now has a bit of a gap to Castellaneta. See if they sort themselves out from here. Back up front, though, Seth Carr making inroads into Bodie Parker is going to go by him for 3rd, so you just saw that pass on your screen right there. 50.039, new fast lap of the race last time by for the number 6 machine. Seth Carr out here shredding, trying to close the gap down to Seth Shirley up in the 2 spot, the 44 JIBR.co Kawasaki. They're all still chasing Wyatt Grant. What about Seth Shirley? I feel like mid-season slump a little bit. Obviously, he did get suspended for a round, and so that put him back a little ways, but I felt like we saw some flash early that was going to result in some race wins this season, and we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I like him. He blew us away with SMX. Was that last year? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And I just became a really big Seth Shirley fan. I liked his attitude, and I like to see him up front and having good rides, but it seems like it's coming back though. The last 2 weeks, I feel like he's been doing pretty good. So, I mean, obviously looking good out here, and man, you just saw how much they actually have to seat balance that quad. It's kind of impressive just to get that cleanly. And so expect a lot of those guys to be kind of making mistakes if they don't get that triple in, not going for it or casing that quad. But I like Shirley. I hope he can come back, finish strong, and lead us in the outdoors. Look at that sweet quad double from the outside.
I don't know if that would be faster because you have to hit the big double on the way out and it puts you up in the air quite a ways, but definitely still cool that he can rip that outside. 2 laps to go, by the way. Time has expired. See a list of guys coming down through here. Kepke up to 7th in front of Dallaire. Castellaneta still right behind them. And then Turley, who just messed up that rhythm section. So that's going to allow Luke Sullivan by. And going down, Luke Sullivan just enduro-manned over Dylan Dallaire. He literally just bounced off him. I don't know how he stayed on 2 wheels, but he does move into the transfer spot. Here comes Castellaneta up the inside, not quite close enough as Sully sits on the bubble.
Yeah, when all that happened, Castellaneta had to avoid it, and he had to go so far off the track and took a big detour. Sullivan, Castellaneta, the 11 and the 22 machines are just chasing down Spencer Turley. Sullivan doesn't need another spot, but when you have someone breathing down your neck, he's going to case it bad, and he holds on to it. I saw
no.
And
the
it's
front
Jover.
wheel over the top of the berm, lays it down, and Castellaneta gets through into that transfer spot. Alec Horn still right there, though. He is not going to let him go and actually close that gap down, I feel like, in a hurry. I thought he had more of a gap, but it's suddenly down to just a few tenths of a second. So Alec Horn wants a piece of Braden Castellaneta for this final spot, and we could be some fisticuffs by the end of this thing with the white flag waving for these two.
Yeah, one more lap. So all these guys changing. Ooh, change for lead. Looks like Shirley must have went down. Seth Carr's right there with Wyatt Grant battling close. Let's see where these guys are at.
Oh, Grant getting sideways. Carr getting even more sideways and down in the whoops as Shirley goes by, Parker goes by, and Lindsay should be coming through just in time to also get through on Seth Carr as he falls back to 5th. It's not out of the woods just yet, though, for Wyatt Grant. Look at Shirley inside line. Grant goes for the quad double, trying to pass him back. Shirley crosses up and takes him out. So Shirley with the cross jump into the corner takes over the race lead, wheelies down the start straight, and Shirley wins 450 heat number 1. Parker 2nd. Grant will settle for 3rd. Jax Lindsay 4th. And Seth Carr rounds out our top 5. Caden Kepke, Alec Horn, Braden Castellaneta, and Spencer Turley looks like he... Whoa, wait a minute. It's not over yet. He's got to get this going down the start straight. Rogers is trying to close up, but it's going to be just too late as Turley goes defensive inside and makes it across the line. He's going through, and he stays P9 after the penalties.
God, that he was freaking out when he got that front end lock there and was trying to get it back up. And really just hoping that you don't fall down, hit your shoulder, and fall off the bike there. But Kellen, Seth Shirley wheeling down the start straight right there got me about equally as hard as watching Ken Roxon do it last week was. So that was freaking awesome. I love when these guys show some style points, when they're celebrating, winning a race, doing cool stuff for the fans. And yeah, I wish there was a button that you could take your hand off, throw up a peace sign to the crowd, because goated status from Roxon, and that was pretty sick from Shirley out here. Oh, if he rode that stoppy out, dude, I would have had to take a break. Take a bathroom break and come back. Seth Shirley's my goat. Weth Worley.
We got, by the way, just asked in chat, when is RF next? We got one more heat race to get through, 450 Heat 2 coming up. And then your boys, the RF next guys hitting the track after that. The superstars of the amateur class. We'll see who's going to be on top once we leave here in Philly for the RF Next program. That final heat race coming up, and if you have just now joined us, special performance coming at you tonight. The 820 machine, Matt Burkeen, racing again here tonight. Qualified 35th fastest, his first pro race in, I don't even know. I should have asked him this when he told me he was going to do it. It's been a long time.
Commentator.
But he is back. He is back.
You got a little baby.
Here comes my son as well. Let's see what he's got to say about the races here tonight.
I think he's going to say that Matt Burkeen just had no choice. Yeah, no nipples. He got no nipples.
There he is. What do you got to say? Yeah, that's what I said too. You excited for the races? One more time we say, what do we say? Yeah, let's go, buddy. Night-night, buddy.
Night-night. Bye-bye.
Night-night. Mwah.
Nah, not a fan. Ooh.
Ooh.
Pointing at the screen on the way out, seeing a dirt bike track. My goat, Baby Brower.
We can't. Okay, so Sorrow says we can't say Burkeen's name the whole heat because we can't give him the curse. I feel like we got to cover him though.
What? There's no curse saying his name.
Curse, I'm guessing.
He's gonna crash on his own. Listen.
Oh, right.
He's gonna front flip. He's gonna back flip. He's gonna cartwheel. He's gonna do every single type of acrobatic maneuver you can see on this racetrack here in this heat race.
Yeah, I don't know when his last race was. That's a better question for our guy Lane Burks, Mr. Statsman. I feel like it's a long time ago. He won a title in 2016 in this game. It's been a minute, but I'm sure it was closer than I actually think it was.
See, I kind of just the loose unit, just no choice, front flips over everything. What's crazy is, like Tyson, I was rooting. I just wanted to make the main, right? Qualify, make the main, do good. I love Matt, but I like almost want it to just be like a catastrophic fail. I want him to do something crazy. He already made the night show. He wasn't expecting to make the night show, so
trying to front flip the quad.
Yeah, most people aren't even hitting that clean, and he almost got it with the front flip. So
hey, Speed Snipes in chat. He's got the house on Burkeen, so betting it all.
We could put the bubbles.
Bet
some bubbles.
All right, 450 Heat 2 coming at you. Top 9, go to the main event. Everybody else to the LCQ.
Coming at you.
Keep an eye on where our guy Burkeen comes out of the gate here. He's probably going to be further outside. Yeah, he's way out there with our guy Luke Fauser. Ash Deering just next to the box. Let's see who makes the main. It's the final heat race of the night from Philly. Let's go for the 450s. Pretty good launch for Hubbard as per usual on the 78. Who's coming up the inside? That's Carter on the 2, but it is Jacob Hubbard for the Phil's Honda program out front off the start with his buddy Braden Carter, I should say, right next to him. Joey Carter in 3rd. Hayden Stevenson right there in 4th as well, but we're already losing some positions as Hubbard gets the early lead, and it looks like Burkeen down in 18th on lap 1.
Hey, honestly, not bad. Could have been worse. He said he would be battling for P19 in the heat race. Hopefully earlier when he texted me. So we'll keep an eye on that. Get some. Who was that? Walter Gebhardt went bigger next time. Got some company though. Hubbard with the small mistake. Gebhardt got alongside, tried to make something happen. Ooh, big jump or a big drive though down that berm. Wow, that's crazy. So much speed to be able to close that gap and make that pass in the lead.
Walter Gebhardt into the race lead to complete lap number 1 on the 103. To the front he goes. Look at Hubbard jumping to the outside. Gebhardt crosses back over in front of him. He goes through. What is that line? He went 3 over and then quad triple into the corner. My mind just broke.
Yeah, me too. Just jaw on the floor. So he's going inside, doubling, and somehow getting enough speed and pop to not only go over the little hump, the pre-jump, but then landing down the actual one. It didn't look super clean, Kellen, so we'll have to keep an eye out. I think Gebhardt's one of those guys, though, that is just really fast and wants to do big lines.
He's all over the place right now, and he's going to let his teammate Braden Carter take over the race lead. Now Carter almost slides out coming down the start straight, and Gebhardt's going to be right on his rear hip again, so they'll continue their battle. Eaglin's all the way up into the 3 spot. Cashwood's in 4th. It's a District Designs 1, 2, 3, 4 in this heat race with Hubbard now in 5th, Heilman 6th, Cooper 7th, Holtze 8th, and Johnny Padani in 9th. Here comes Matt Burkeen, though. He's in 10th. He's right behind our guy, Johnny Tsunami, trying to get up in the mix. And how about the 820 machine looking feisty out here tonight?
It's a sleep. If he he's into a transfer spot for a second, and he gets blown by Talon Zollers going front wheel high. Looked like he almost locked the front brake up and was just praying to hold on to it. Matt Burkeen 1 spot out, not where I expected to be after P18 in the same position last lap around. So holding on to it through the whoops. That seems like that might be his biggest struggle for consistency lately. So, I mean, he's got to be doing front flips.
No, we're just throwing whips.
Nice.
He's got the OG.
He wants it.
He's got the OG Jeremy Schiabra right behind him, and you know he wants it, dude. He wants to put the 820 in the main. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Loose units unite. He is just ripping this thing, trying to close that gap down on Talon Zollers. Evan Holt still right in front of Zollers. Schiabra's trying to give him the business, though. I think Schiabra wants to go forward and get Zollers himself.
Yeah, I also like that it's not just loose unit. It's Blakely Powder Coating's loose unit. He's just not even on a on the same bike as the rest of the team, but he's repping them as a sponsor. Matt Burkeen, though, made a small mistake on that triple. Almost had some company right there. Schiabro was trying to show him a wheel. Let's see, they both greased the quad right here. Burkeen to the inside. The whoops, though, I feel like are going to be his biggest weakness, so I expect to see him kind of doing the jump blitz thing, and that's not going to be ideal as we see Schiabro going past him and taking over a 10th place spot as they are still chasing Zollers for the final transfer spot.
I'll tell you, man, he fits right into this group, though. He's absolutely ripping with these guys. He did lose a spot, but doesn't look like he's missed a beat too much when it comes to his race pace. Zoller's definitely getting away, though, in the 9 spot, trying to close down on Holtze. And with Carter taking over the race lead now, Eaglin's actually moved to 2nd. Check that. Cash Woods just moved to 2nd. He just got around his teammate, Eaglin. Hey, Cash Woods has been a bit of an anomaly on this 450. Dominant in 250 West. Wrapped the championship up 2 rounds early. But I feel like we haven't seen that same form on the 450. So what do you think is missing here for the 14?
I think sometimes it's just a lot of bike. I mean, he is newer to the game, right? I mean, I'm sure if you looked at his UID, it's been maybe just a couple years he's been playing. And honestly, when you ride the 250 all the time, especially getting into Supercross, I think 450 is way easier outdoors, actually everywhere for me, but it's a lot of power. There's guys that will be on 250s, they start looping out everywhere if they don't have their stop wheelies on, and just it's really tricky. But also the pace of everyone as he flies off the track and gets passed by Eaglin, so he goes back to 3rd. The pace of the riders around him is just a lot more. You got to be ready to go from the get-go, and there's really no room for mistakes. So I think in 250s, he can make those mistakes and still capitalize on them.
All right, so Cash Woods loses a spot to his teammate Eaglin. Might lose more in the whoops as he goes down. And here comes Hubbard. Hubbard's going to go by in a 3rd. Then an absolute freight train of guys coming on the other side. And a double legs off right there for Woods. He tried to pick it up, and his head hit the whoop, and he went down again. So he's going to fall back behind Jeff Cooper into the 6th spot. Schiabro now 7th. Gebhardt 8th, Joey Carter up to 9th with Burkeen right behind him. Zollers looks like he just went down in the whoops. Carter is the man who was on the move. He's moved forward into the top 9. And then Gebhardt and Schiabro still going at each other up here. Whoa, wait. Gebhardt is lagging bad. Oh, lagging
almost
real
killed
bad.
Someone. Yeah, and if they kind of clip through someone, you can have that collision, think that you're right there, and take out another rider. So glad no one else affected, and hopefully his internet issues get kind of figured out shortly here. Joey Carter, though, still holding on to 9th as Burkeen. I think he just wanted to be more of the story.
He's going to go by Cash Woods, who was down again, and Burkeen is into the final transfer spot here with 11 seconds on the clock. Is the white flag going to come out this time by or next? Oh my gosh, it's going to be so close. Here comes Carter into the final corner.
3,
and he
2.
gets an extra lap that's going to kill Burkeen, man. He was in a great position. He's still in it, though. He's still in 9th, and he's got a little bit of a gap behind him.
By about a 1.5 seconds. Honestly, though, Kellen, you never really lose it that much. I mean, I've lost it, but when you're a past champion like Matt Burkeen is, and you got as good at the game as fast as he did when he first started playing, I think there's a way that it just comes back. And I mean, obviously, look at there's a lot of big names that he's literally beating the 250 champion right now. So not by much. He's got him right all over his heels, but maybe the lights are a little bit too bright for Cash Woods in the 450 class, and Burkeen can hold it.
How did they not go down? They accidentally touched into each other right there, and somehow Burkeen stays up. Cash Woods now right in behind him. Woods down over the bars on the triple, and that's going to allow who just went by? Joey Carter, Evan Holt. Burkeen's up to 8th, actually, so he's got a buffer zone. Just got to keep it on 2 wheels here for the 820. Meanwhile, up front, white flag out for Braden Carter, and he goes down with the race lead. So Eaglin's going to close that gap down. It should be pretty much side by side as Carter gets up.
Yeah, side by side.
Oh, whoa, and he loops out, and now Eaglin goes down in the background. Look at this. Who is that coming up behind him? Nobody.
Nobody.
Carter. Carter's got himself a huge gap now as Eaglin picks it up off the ground. Hubbard. So all of that, and there's still 1, 2, 3 the exact same way. And Carter's down again on the final lap of the race. Is Eaglin going to get the spot finally this time?
Yeah, that's a weird spot to crash to. Oh, Eaglin frames the quad out too, trying to go and capitalize, take over that number 1 spot from the number 2 machine. But Braden Carter still holding on to it here. Just another couple turns to go. These guys really are getting caught out maybe by the track a little bit and by that weird tricky section there. Braden Carter also got caught out by a weird collision. That's why he went down again. But looking good here, and he's going to take this thing home.
All right, Braden Carter is going to bring this thing to the checkered flag. Heat race 2 goes to Carter. Eaglin second. Hubbard third. And then Jeff Cooper fourth. Walter Gebhardt fifth. Schiabro sixth. Heilman seventh. Burkeen going for it. Trying to get into eighth in this final corner. He's got it, and he looks like he's in over Padani and Holtzy. Padani gets the nod on Holt for P9, but Burkeen is in with P8. He's going to the main event here tonight in Philly.
Absolutely crazy. That was wild. My jaw dropped so many times in that race just because we're like, oh, he's down. Oh, he's down. I couldn't even commentate when Eaglin was coming up and crashed right when Braden Carter was getting up. Still made the mistake. It's crazy because they were so checked out, Kellen, that when Crash Woods, he when Crash Woods crashed his wood in the whoops, he had that double fall off. He got up in like 4th or 5th. So he had 20 seconds, 16 to 20 seconds of fall off, and you're still inside the top 5. And then, man, he kind of threw it away because he didn't even qualify. He ended up 11th in that behind all those guys. And he wasn't even in the picture with Holtzy and Padani there. So Holtzy just short. Woods behind him. Joey Carter, Zollers, Spicer, Stevenson. We are going to have a banger night lined up for the 450 LCQ. Congratulations, Braden, and man, Matt Burkeen coming in. I did not expect that. He is going to be mind blown.
I just texted him. He said, I cannot believe this. He's in shock. So
I think we all are.
He made the main, though. Matty B is in. Love to see it for the boys. And also shout out It's Not Jackson subbing up with his Prime sub for the 13th month. So thank you so much again for the support. It's Not Jackson and everybody else who's used their Prime subs tonight. Woo! That was crazy, man. And now we get to go into RF next, which I think Lane is putting in everything manually for this, which is why we're sitting here on the gate. So got a minute to refresh, regroup here, try to figure out what's going on as we head into the RF next, boys. But man, I feel like a lot of chaos in those heat races. No one looked consistent. It was all over the board.
No, and I'm trying to think back. The only consistent person that we've seen all night so far in 4 races was Cade Matherly.
Yeah.
Everyone else just all over the place, crashing. I mean, what seemed like a pretty basic track is not. The whoops have been hard, just like they have been all year. And that big rhythm, man, that thing is catching people out. And I kind of like it, though. It's got options. It's got inside-outside option. And then it's also just got so many different risky options. And that triple quad is pretty cool because those 450 guys are sending it and not making it. And normally you think that these guys are good enough to know when to come out of it, but they just can't pull out.
They can't. I mean, sometimes
Neither
you just
can
don't.
you.
Nope.
2 kids.
2 kids can't pull out.
3rd one after the night, maybe.
I don't know about that. No, but crazy racing here so far tonight. If you're just joining us right now, the RF Next program is coming up next. They're trying to get that racked up in the server at the moment. So bear with us. We'll be back on the other side of this intermission that we're in with more racing. But get to hang out in the booth with my guy, Andrew Wood, here for just a little bit and talk some shop. 450 racing, obviously pretty chaotic. 250 racing all over the board as well. Man, what do we think about these main events? Do you have like anybody really pegged to have this track down yet?
No, I don't. I mean, Carr looked really bad in a lot of spots. And then Braden, I mean, even Braden came in chat and he was like, I tried to sell it, but no one was buying because he was just throwing that thing away. Eaglin didn't want it. I mean, those are our guys. Eaglin, Carr, Carter, you know, and then we've seen the other guys, the faster guys. So not sure.
All right, here comes my daughter. What have you got to say about the races tonight, sweetheart?
Let it go.
Anything? Nothing?
Good luck. I like the race.
You like the race? Good luck to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Good job. High five. Nice. All right. Good
Looks
night.
like he's getting
Love
married.
He wants to say something. He wants to say something too.
He already did. Night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, Matthew wants to say something.
All right. We got the good luck to the racers coming at you. Now we get to tell you about the competitors going to the line for RF next. So let's take you through them, shall we? Chucky Nygren, Tyler Clipful, Brady Olson, Dalton Gunterman, Nate Snellgrove. We also got Gage Brown, Freddie Grove, Eli Block, Derek Jones, Jack Rogers, Devin Simonson, Riley Clapp, Ryan Burke, CJ Bernard, Aiden Storovich, Cole Harkins, Nicholas Hewitt, Sterling Lofthouse, Ethan Commodore, and, of course, Chucky Nygren, who we started this list with, coming down the order right there. I feel like I got into the server way too fast.
Yeah. We got a prime sub from It's Not Jackson. I don't know if you shouted that out. We also got Yoltz BD is a huge Gage Brown fan.
Huge.
So watch out for Gage Brown in on the District Designs Prospect bike.
This is sick. Devin Simonson is running his own stuff from the AMA kit that Bootsy made. That's actually pretty badass.
Also,
RF is not going to be thrilled because of the rule, but
I don't care.
I don't care
who
either.
cares?
That's cool.
We make exceptions here.
Yep.
They make exceptions for 18 dirty passes that I saw last week. So the last 2 weeks. So if you're not going to penalize those guys, you're insane. So also, who cares? More publicity to them.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Also, Johnny Padani not happy about going to the 450 LCQ. Said that some of these people wear helmets daily, which is just completely unhinged.
Wow.
Gage Brown has fans. I'm not gonna protest him for running those skins. He earned it, says Lane in chat. I'm gonna start protesting all the takeouts though.
All right. Well, he did earn it indeed. Here's a look at some of your competitors going to the line tonight, and it is time for the RF Next race here in Philadelphia. Who is going to win the finale of RF Next in 2026? Been awesome to see this program, the amateur talent shining through here on the broadcast, and we got 8 minutes plus a lap to figure out a champion for 2026. Let's bring the action for the amateur boys. It's go time here in Philly.
Simonson, I like his gate pick up the inside, but who do we got here moving
Bad start
through?
for a
Big
couple
start.
guys, but up the inside, Sterling Lofthouse gets the stats guy whole shot. Dr. Do Racing up front early with this thing. Gage Brown in second. He's got some fans in chat that are hoping he does well here tonight. He's got CJ Bernard right behind him for Temecula, so that's a good shot between those guys as well. Freddie Grove, and then Devin Simonson came through. He's in fifth as our leader. I think is down. Yes, Lofthouse is down. Simonson down as well up the inside. Gonna fall outside of the top five as Gage Brown goes to the race lead.
Yeah, Gage Brown fans are screaming right now, taking their shirts off as he is looking good here, and he's just a prospect for the District Designs team, but man, maybe a good ride here.
Oh, gives a little nudge though. That was
he'll get on the team.
CJ Bernard.
He went deep on that jump. We've seen people do that, but pretty aggressive right there. Kind of lucky they both didn't go down, so Bernard to the lead, and he looks fast.
Yeah, real life ripper for Rock River Gizmo Mods Yamaha. CJ Bernard getting crossed up for the race lead with Gage Brown side by side through the rhythm section. They're rubbing number plates into the corners. CJ Bernard locks it down for the lead again. Brown back up underneath, takes it away from him. We're going at it here in Philly.
That was such a sick... Oh, they
Bernard
get into
down.
each other. Bernard down and takes out the two... Their numbers don't match. Takes down someone on the 220 machine.
Down. Simonson was in there again as well, so looks like 4 or 5 guys battling it now for like 4th place as Gage Brown goes back to the lead. Freddie Grove going with him in 2nd place. Brady Olson 3rd. Sterling Lofthouse in 4th. Clipfell in 5th with Clapp in 6th, and Simonson now running in 7th right behind him. So we'll see if Simonson can get up there and try to battle for a podium. He said he'd do a post-race interview if he got on the box here tonight, so going to try to charge forward. We still got 6 minutes of racing left, and Gage Brown now trying to hold it down out front.
Yeah, he better lock in. I remember Sterling Lofthouse, who's 8 seconds back in 4th. He had a good race last time we did one of these. Big mistake, and that leaves Freddie Grove on the 2 nuts machine going into the lead right there. Those guys, I mean, we saw it in the Pro 250 class, so these RF Next guys definitely going to struggle with that difficult rhythm section and the whoops. We've seen a lot of crashing here. Look at that blitz line up the inside. Makes the pass and blocks him. Gage is pretty gnarly, dude. He moved over on CJ in the rhythm section, and I liked it because it wasn't a cross jump. He just kind of was like, hey, dude, I'm going to pinch you off from this inside. And then moves over on him again, just cementing his passes when he makes them. I really like that out of the kid. Borderline dirty, but sometimes you got to make a name for yourself.
Getting into those tough blocks, coming into the corner right there. Almost had the rear end step out, now almost through the front door, over the finish line jump. Gage Brown, talk about loose units out of Matty B in that heat race. Looks like Gage Brown is trying to join the club as he goes at it for the race lead. Freddie Grove still right in there behind him, getting up on that table and off very nicely. So they're going to continue their fight with Olsen not too far behind them as well in third. Clipfell and Clapp side by side. Look at Riley Clapp up the inside trying to make that pass. He's got it up into fourth place for the number 852 program, FNR Husqvarna. Nice move, and he looks like he wants to go to the front a little bit.
Yeah, Riley Clapp ran the fastest lap of the race at a 54.8 last time around. Brady Olson ahead of him, the only one that's kind of close. Then he greased that rhythm section, went up the inside and clapped Clipfell's cheeks. So good to see him moving up a little bit more. These guys do have a huge gap, though, so they're going to need some mistakes from the leaders. The leaders are 6 seconds ahead of these two right here, even though they are right on top of each other. Clapp feeling good enough, though, wheeling down the start straight, getting that power to the ground. But hopefully some of these battles tighten up just a little bit more here.
Yeah, Clapp had ran the fast lap of the race. Then Gage Brown did it. Now Ethan Commodore, just behind these guys, has taken it over with running in sixth place here. Lays it down, though, before that inside rut. Sterling Lofthouse down in the rhythm section. Cole Harkin's going to go by. So Simonson went down a couple times. He is back into the 8th spot right now. We'll try to keep tabs on him as we try to... Oh, Gage Brown is down, and here comes Freddie Grove. Freddie Grove's going to double. Can Brown still get the Supercross triple? Oh, his seat bounces it, and he does get over it, but Freddie Grove makes the pass into the race lead, and now he's out front trying to lead this thing.
That's always such a pucker when you go down right in front of a Supercross triple or a finish line, and you just go for it, and you hit the biggest seat bounce you can, and you're just praying, because sometimes you get some wheel spin while you're getting up, and you really don't know if you're going to make it. You're in the wrong gear, or you're kind of banging through the gears. So yeah, good to see he stayed on two wheels. This gap was 2 and 3 seconds apart. Now look at that top three, all within a second and a half, as Gage Brown got some company. Big rhythm by Brady Olson. He greases that, and he's going to go through the second place. He's going to set his sights ahead of him. 3 minutes left plus a lap for to chase down Freddie Grove here. If you're Brady Olson, keep nailing this whoop section. He's blitzing versus the jump line is a little bit faster. Switches in between and goes to the jump line, but getting close. These guys are tight.
Yeah, look at Gage Brown closed up, and now Brady Olson's trying to go after Freddie Grove. He's going to try this outside option. Let's see. He goes over. Does he get the 3 all the way into the corner? This could be it for the lead. Not quite close enough. Rips around the outside of the corner as Grove goes back to the defensive mode. Blocking that line off, does a nice job of it. We still got 2.5 minutes left in this race, and jumping off track in the background. Oh, Olson goes in and out of the tough blocks. That might open up an opportunity for Gage Brown to get back by down the inside. Woo! These guys are going at it right now. Getting sideways. Brady Olson got really loose there in front of Gage Brown. Gage Brown, is he going to go for the pass? Yes, he is, down the inside. Oh! Brady Olson squares the corner off and just absolutely shoulder checks him. I cannot believe he didn't go down. He stayed up on 2 wheels.
Give me all your license points, all your money, and all the points that you don't even have yet. That was so dirty. I think the game was registered that as, that shouldn't happen. So no one would do that, take out real life, just head on. If I went down together, we would be fist fighting a la Pike and Freeze. But that was a crazy move. I feel like we've seen him look so good, but trying to do a move like that seemed a little over aggressive. But these guys are young. These guys are new to racing in this game, and they got to figure it out. So.
Well, Brady Olson stays up through the chaos. He's still trying to go after Freddie Grove, who's casing that tabletop, and he's all out of sorts. That's going to cost him some time. Will it cost him a position? No, because, man, these lap traffic riders are racing the leaders hard, man. Freddie Grove's getting passed back by lappers, and finally that one goes down. But watch this in the whoops. More guys going down in front of him. And now more guys going down next to him. Brady Olson's trying to avoid all the landmines and close this gap down. 50 seconds on the clock. Freddie Grove's trying to bring this thing home.
I swear there was someone running a purple 777 as there's a mistake on the triple or the double leading into it. Brady Olson back by as these guys on his Swap Moto live machine, these guys are just trading mistake for mistake. Gage Brown is going to get a chance as you see him behind that lapper in the green there, kind of poking his head back in here. 26 seconds left on the clock, so there will be 2 laps left. Let's see what can happen here.
Look at this, 2 different options as well, and Olson has to avoid a lapped rider on that inside line. Oh! go. He's casing this. Now he's going to be out of rhythm. Freddie Grove jumps back by, and then Olsen gets landed on, but somehow stays on 2 wheels. Now Freddie Grove's getting sideways in the rhythm section. He's looking like Devin Simonson back in St. Louis, going in and out of the tough blocks. He gets back on the track and is still in the lead, but Olsen is still right there behind him with a lap and a half to go.
Yeah, absolutely insane. These guys, mistakes all over the place. Freddie Grove, though, coming out on top, but he was off track for a long time there, Kellen. Cuts may be a factor in this thing, depending on how close this gets.
Olsen down, I think.
Yeah, Olsen down, and Brown's
Harkins,
now in
Clipfeld
second.
went by, and yeah, Gage Brown now up into second. Devin Simonson's moved into 6th, but he's pretty far back behind this whole group as Freddie Grove takes the white flag out front. 2.3 seconds over Gage Brown. Can Brown run him down in this final lap?
He shows he's got some speed. It's all about this right here. They're going inside double and then doing this wheelie thing, but they're struggling to get the triple on. This line is way faster, so if Brown gets it, he's got that triple on.
Nope,
He made a mistake and lost all of his drive. I honestly think he would have been side by side if he could make that triple on right there.
Got to make the whoops clean here if you're Freddie Grove. He's a little bit off kilter. He's going to switch to just doubling through. Tries to get a triple out and
Brown
does.
is blitzing.
Gage Brown is absolutely ripping, though. He's going to get this thing pretty close here with a few corners left to go. Up and over the Supercross triple one more time. It's down to less than a second, and Gage Brown's going to rip through this berm. It's going to stay low on the table. This is going to come down to the very end. Gage Brown comes to the inside and gets into Freddie Grove. Grove slides out, coming back across the start straight, and Gage Brown has made the pass and got it to stick. Gage Brown wins the RF Next race in Philadelphia with 2 turns to go takeout on Freddie Grove. Harkins third. Olsen is down in the final corner. He's going to come across behind Clipfell in 5th. Riley Clapp was down. Devin Simonson looks like he is 6th. Oh my goodness.
Gage Brown is an absolute menace to society. I was jaw-dropped, eyes wide when I saw the line that he was going for. The crazy thing is we see Simonson come across, finishing 6th in this race. Derek Jones and Clapp right here, a little last corner move. Jones gets it just ahead of Clapp. But looks like on cuts, that's going to flip around. Jones had 4 seconds of cuts right there. Bernard, our real-life Ripa, going to come across in 10th right here. That move was just actually ridiculous. I don't know if that would stick or stand.
I did not think he could even get to him.
Me neither. Well, he basically didn't. He leaned it over and barely clipped his rear tire, and that just kind of upset the stabilizer on Grove's bike and gave him front end lock the other way. And the crazy thing is, how many cuts did he have? There's a half a second on Freddie Grove's cuts. So if he just got close, I saw that off-track excursion. I was like, he's going to be good if he just stays behind him. Going for the kill there was not what I expected. And if that did not work, he would have definitely missed that win. So I guess good job.
See if we can get Devin Simonson on the phone here real quick. Talk to him about his race. He just finished up in 6th place. He might not pick up. Yo, dude, was it 6th place? You were down early.
Down a couple times, dude. I blew it.
Oh, man. You had clear air on the inside of the whoops right there at the end and then just went down.
I know. I need to, I guess, work on my passing skills to the whoops, too, because I went down in there 5 or 6 times, felt like.
Well, what was it like out there?
Dude, it was tough. Come on. I don't know. It was hard, honestly. Just struggling to stay up on 2 wheels. Felt like a D rider.
Well, you fell back to 25 seconds down, and then the last 5 laps you stayed on 2 wheels. But man, if you could have had that early, you would have been up there.
I know. That's part of MX Sim, though, dude. You know how it is.
Honestly, you got the worst start.
Struggle bus.
You got maybe the worst start I've ever seen to then be in 5th place 2 corners later. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, you got to creep around the inside.
That's an inside gate pick.
Those guys don't have no racecraft.
There we go.
He's calling him out.
I'm bringing in the real racecraft, but I just got to stay on the 2 wheels, and that'll help.
Yeah. Well, hey, you climbed up later. What did we get? 6th, I think, in the end. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. Not great, but
you wanted to be on the box. You wanted to be on the box.
We'll get there when it's time,
He's kind of lucky he wasn't that far up front because he would have got the shock treatment from Gage Brown the way he was riding.
The leader killed the guy with 2 corners to go.
And twice. Murdered 3 people.
Hey, dude, you got to do what you got to do for a win.
That's true.
Yeah, you would have done the same thing, right?
Yeah, 100% going for it. Come on.
All right. Well, post-race interview here with Devin Simonson. P6 and RF next. Thanks for picking up, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. See you later, man. All right. So that is RF next competitor and real-life ripper, of course, Devin Simonson, giving us his thoughts on what just happened in that race. And now we get to roll into the last chance qualifiers.
This 250 class was crazy. I feel like this LCQ is going to look just like this RF next race. So you guys better buckle up and see who we got in here.
I mean, we just saw maybe the greatest takeout to stay on two wheels and win a race we've ever seen. And now we're going to try to back it up with a couple more LCQs coming at you and see what happens next. It's time to drop the gate. 4 make it through. It's death race time in Philly. We're off and running. Oh, great start up the inside for the 96 machine. He's going to get there first. That's Valentine. Does he get the whole shot? Yes, he does. Tyler Valentine with the Stats Guy whole shot. Out front ahead of Brady Collins, jumping over his back, landing sideways and somehow staying up. And then chaos ensues. Everybody but Elliott Persons down in turn 2.
Where's the next guy? Because that was absolutely crazy how many riders... man, whoever was gonna land on him, I forget who that was, went high.
I can't remember.
Not Valentine, but they barely survived. Went high, tried to ride the high line, and someone got knocked down right in front of him, and that's kind of what started that pile up. So bummer, but Smiley right now is definitely cheek to cheek. With Brandon Nygren, he's got a lot of pressure though from behind because Nygren and Rockefeller are speedsters right here. I feel like these guys both just had bad races. Rockefeller hasn't been able to put it together a lot lately. Hopefully he can keep it on two wheels, but Nygren, I fully expect to get up there and try to take this win away from Person.
Yep, Rockefeller, Logan Mortberg back there. Seth Devers also hanging out behind, but here comes Logan Mortberg for Sunbelt, and he makes the pass for the transfer spot, crosses over in front of Aaron Rockefeller as well. Looks like the 1-8-1 of Mortberg is fired up. He wants to go in the main here tonight in Philly.
Yeah, they almost touched chips on that triple out there. Look at the bad drive through the whoops. No way. Rockefeller had a good drive for about the first 5 whoops and then dropped his front, resorted to a jump line to exit that was just way slow, couldn't carry any momentum there. So see if he can remount a charge as Mortberg is just holding on to 4th place here. Looks like Rockefeller has a little bit more speed, but I mean, the reason he's back here is and not on the heels of Nygren is because he made a mistake himself. So Rockefeller's got to stop making those mistakes, start clicking off some good lap times, and Mortberg has to fight this off.
Yeah, and they opened it up quick. Seth Devers already about 5 seconds behind these guys. Tyler Perez, Dylan Bollinger, Nick Casella, Devin Cook, your top 10. Some big names definitely down the order a little bit that are going to be frustrated to leave here without getting into the main event. But Rockefeller looks like he's fighting back, goes for the 3-2 to the inside, trying to get it. Ooh, almost up to the side of Logan Mortberg, but Mortberg hangs on. Does he hang on the whoops? Yes, he does.
Yeah, just barely. I mean, got in his head a little bit there and then probably a little bit nervous going through the whoop section and also maybe messed up his line. So Rockefeller, I like that. Went in there, wasn't looking to take him out, but definitely want to poke a nose in and show him that show him that you're there. But I do want to say too, Kellen, on the rhythm section where they jump across the start straight, that double and then double across in the pocket and triple on looks way faster, and it looks like those guys are just struggling to do it. We've seen all the different lines where people try to wheelie over or they miss it, and just though you can't get in that pocket and like get your suspension down, especially landing on the triple, it looks like when people land there, it looks like they're just slingshotting past the rider ahead of them. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout these LCQs and the main events. It's more, you can kind of see it more in the 450 class, but 250s is all about keeping that momentum, and you can't lose it by casing that triple on.
Yeah, so we'll see if that becomes a problem area as well as the ruts get formed on that inside roller, and those guys start notching off it a little bit differently, especially for the longer main events. Could be certainly a problem area, like you said. All right, so Elliott Person is still leading this race. The Ashika KTM number 82, 4-second lead. Nice battle for second. Haven't talked much about these two. It was, of course, Connor Smiley in the 2 spot. Brandon Nygren has now gotten by him, but I feel like Smiley's hanging tough with this lead group. And as I say that brutal commentary curse, he goes down and will lose a transfer spot because of that. Rockefeller goes by, and now Smiley's got to go to work here.
That was really bad. That was like perfectly on time. And that's
Rockefeller
Rockefeller right there that had gotten by into a transfer spot. So now Smiley, after going down, is back into 4th place. And that's our final transfer on the day. The next person behind Connor Smiley right now is Dylan Bollinger on the Twizy machine. And he's 5 seconds back. So Smiley's just got to kind of lock in and cruise this thing home. It'll be probably 2 laps to go next time around. So Smiley, just keep it on 2 wheels, lock in, take a deep breath, and you can't make mistakes yourself and lose this.
So he has got himself a nice 6-second advantage to get there, 6-7. And we'll see if he can hold on to it. Definitely opened up in this LCQ, but Elliott Person is on one here in this one. Certainly a guy we would have expected to do a little bit better in the heat races and make it straight through, but that's okay. He's proving his worth right here with a 5-second lead in this LCQ. Got told to spec Noah McLaughlin, so we'll go back and take a look at the 261. Is there anything about the kit that we got to look at here? Not really.
I do like that gear, though. Just
stuff,
blue,
yeah.
white, that little fade on it. Just Hondas. Just Hondas look so good. If you ride a Honda, you're just the best.
Philly, right? Their sports teams are kind of all over the place with colors. What do you most associate with Philly? Like, if you're going to run a kit here this weekend, what color are we rocking?
You got to rock Eagles, but Philly, you could probably get away with the red and white. I would, if I had opening ceremonies, I'd be wearing a Phillies white home jersey, just clean, or maybe the white and red pinstripes. Just something nice and clean. I like that. I mean, that's what I'd run, and it would work on the Honda. But if you're looking for the crowd, I mean, you got to go Eagles. I feel like Philly's the best sport, like craziest. Their fans are ridiculous, but they're such a good sports town. I mean, for how much they care. So
fans are ridiculous.
I mean, when you got to grease light poles, what other city does that? Like, oh, grease the poles.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and it's only a thing in Philly, which is awesome. Honestly, though, Noah McLaughlin was not that close, and now he's only 5. He's the next spot out, 5 seconds back of Smiley. So Smiley makes a mistake. We just accidentally watch him just keep making moves and almost get up towards the transfer spot.
I know he's going to run out of time because it is the white flag, and Elliott Person takes the LCQ win. Nygren second, Mortberg third, but Smiley's got this thing covered off by 4.5 seconds as long as he doesn't make a mistake in these final corners. Yeah, he's good to go. So Connor Smiley is going to the main event. Mortberg with him as well. McLaughlin just misses out. Oh, Devin Cook was going for it.
That's the second murder I've seen him try to commit and bit him tonight.
I'm going to say
Kind of a
something.
fan.
I'm going to say something that's going to get me some hate from Philly fans.
Is this about Philly? Okay.
Eagles green is pretty boring. I get it. For a football color, not bad.
It
Definitely
is
not good on like a jersey, I would say.
I agree. They got I feel like they need a little bit more to it. Green's one of my favorite colors too. Jets green, bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Jets
for
green,
sure
though,
bad,
is
yeah.
just bad. Phillies green, Eagles green is better than that. Also, shout out Mike Trout, Eagles fan. But it's like if they almost had something that went along with it that was like the Seahawks, who are also another green football team, I feel like it's a little better because you got some of that other color, that high vis. What's the other? Is it Pacers or 76ers? Who's the Philly team?
Philly 76ers, yeah.
76ers.
And then the Flyers, I think, are the
Flyers also bad colors. That's why I didn't say Flyers. I'm getting way big into hockey too. I think hockey definitely surpassed, I think, football as my second favorite sport. But Flyers are real bad colors. Even on like every graphic I see for the playoffs right now is just like you look and you're like sick. Ugh.
Sick.
Just it's like a dull orange. It's weird.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ducks, quack, mother. I need to check on that game, see where we're at. But they have a playoff logo too that is sick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not trying to hate on the Phillies or hate on the Philadelphia sports teams, but I do feel like the only one that has like a legitimately cool color scheme is the Phillies. Like the really iconic like red and white pinstripes.
Yeah.
It's just like a good clean look.
Yeah, I just think it's not. The Phillies are big, but they're nowhere near the Eagles, even in Philly. Even after having good playoff runs and NLCS and stuff. But I like the Phillies. One of my goals is to go watch a playoff game at Citizens Bank Park in Philly because...
What was that?
What?
Citizens.
I was going to just call it the bank, and then I was like, I mumble a lot. It's fine. I don't know why I I'm here to talk all the time.
Citizens Bank Park would be cool for a playoffs game, but like it's just a dagger to my heart because the last time the Padres were in the NLCS, we lost to the Phillies.
Yeah, but dude, they like register as like they're just chanting and screaming all the time. They're like making earthquakes from the stadium, just like anytime someone gets a ball in play. I don't know. It's electric. I saw some videos from the NLCS a couple of years ago, and I was like, I need to be there. 15 beers deep.
This guy says Phillies fans and Deegan fans are basically the same.
Okay, stop.
All right.
Did you know?
And he just heads out right after that. He's like, all right, I'm going to head out. Drops a bomb and just leaves chat. Criminal
Dude,
behavior.
That group chat name got me again.
The group chat name?
Yeah, that's why I almost didn't make it on air. I almost had to mute my mic. I was squealing, but because it just popped up in the corner of your computer right when we were about to start the show. And I've heard it before, but I forgot about it. Or you told me it.
Yeah.
Good times.
We are not ever saying that name publicly.
No, never.
Aware of what that group chat name is.
It's called the I want to peek in the Privateer Island group chat.
But I'm not in it anymore, so I can't show you.
Bullshit.
Sorry. Blame Cade, who's not even in it anymore either. All right, here we go. It's time for the final LCQ of the night. 450s. Who
Stop
makes
it
it
right
in?
now.
Let's find out right now. Land rush into turn number 1. 54 machine gets there first, but up the inside, it is going to be Joey Carter, Dr. Do Racing's finest, out front on the number 20. He's bringing Jeremy Siebold and Caleb Hall with him. Talon Zollers also in the mix, but it's going to be Hayden Stevenson moving up inside the top 5. Quadding over Joey Carter for the lead is Siebold, and he gets it. The 10 machine, your 2020 champ, is out front.
Yeah, Joey Carter with that signature great start. Just got a little taking the Gapplebees real quick by Jeremy Siebold, but he's got the experience and he's got the racecraft, so he's going to lead them around. I like the top 3 that we're seeing: Siebold, Carter, Cash Woods. I think these 3 have the potential. I mean, these 2 are checked out, but I think Cash Woods has potential to maybe get up there and catch them with some of the names that I'm seeing back there. But Siebold leads us around, and Bednar in our final chancer spot.
Yeah, let's see. Bednar is now right behind Cash Woods, Sonny Spicer, then T-Lang. Now in the 6th spot, J.R. Reyes, Dylan Delaire, Talon Zollers, Evan Holt inside of the top 10. Hayden Stevenson was up there, falls back as down goes Zollers. Loses a few positions. All right, so Bednar trying to lock this thing down, gets a pass done on Cash Woods, and Woods getting sideways already in the whoops. Man, you might have just hit the nail on the head. Something about the 450 and the power underneath the joysticks of Cash Woods not translating well, because the 250, man, has he got that thing dialed this year, but the 450, just something's off.
No, it feels good to be recognized, Kellen. I need you to just say A-Wood is right.
A-Wood is right, but what's not right is Joey Carter is on the ground right now, laying on the start straight. Sonny Spicer is up into 4th. Carter and Delaire going at it for 5th. Delaire gets the spot, but now it's Sonny Spicer's turn to sit on the bubble position. And he's got a bit of a gap in front and behind him. So if you're Sonny Spicer right here, what are you doing? Defense, offense, all the above at the same time?
All of the above, yeah. I mean, you just try to go as fast as you can, stay on 2 wheels. I think try not to let him get close enough where you have to play defense, but now you do because you made a mistake, backed out of that, almost got landed on, then gets slammed by Joey Carter. But Joey Carter just quadded there, right? And you're just in the air so long. There's not really anything you can do when you're kind of in the middle of the track right there quadding. So now Delaire in the final transfer spot. He's got only 1 second lead on Evan Holtze right behind him. So see if Delaire can do it. He's got more breathing room than we've seen the other guys have, but just like that, another small mistake.
Yep,
crazy.
So Delaire now has to play a bit of defense. Evan Holt trying to close the gap down, and our boy Saucy in chat is really upset that Ash Deering is in 14th. And honestly, I feel bad because I'm starting to feel like I've got a little bit of like a cover curse or something, because Deering is on the cover this week and he is not even going to make the main as of right now, but we'll see. So has a chance to get there in P10. Evan Holt jumps up the inside, gets around the 12 of Dylan Delaire to move into 4th place. Not over yet though, as Cash Woods jumps off the track in front of these guys, and Delaire wants to go with Holtze to try to get up there.
You know what's funny is I can't remember who won the week before when I show up, but I can remember a lot of your covers. Like, I'm pretty sure Wyatt Grant was last week, And I
2
think
weeks ago, but yeah.
2 weeks ago, he had a bad race when Tyson Fresquez.
I put Jake Spieth on the cover last week because he had the red plate, and then he
lost the red plate. I remember that. And then before that was Tyson Fresquez, who I think that was the round he didn't qualify after just qualifying the week before. So, yeah, cover curse. Put me in, coach.
I'm so sorry.
No, I need good luck. Let's put Seth Carr on next week. Because if he just misses the main event, then like there's at least one more championship fight. We need it.
Here we go. Dallaire on Holtzy lands on him, and Dallaire is stuck in the Davalos bales. He's gonna have to back out of it, and Holtzy, Enduro man's over him, and Holtzy gets going the other way on the track with the Seth Hammaker track cut getting back on. You got Dallaire now 4th, Rogers 5th, Spicer in 6th, and here is T-Lang and Stevenson. So Deering actually still kind of does have a shot here because Dallaire is here. Rogers, Dallaire offline here. Rogers is going to make the pass. Dallaire's going to try to get him back, and he gets into him, and Dallaire goes down. Rogers goes by. Wow, this is really kicking off here for this final transfer spot.
I know it's the final transfer spot, but if you're Dallaire there, you can't go for that. You just got to tuck in behind him. I feel like we've seen a lot of people just make way overly aggressive moves, especially in that corner right there. You got 2 laps to go at least, and you're right there. Rogers only passed you because he hit that super sick line off that inside of the split section, which I hope he does it again so we can kind of see that, or someone else throughout the night because he stayed so low. Tyler Lang right behind him trying to come up here. He's the closest competition. Holtzy's getting into it, and he goes down with Spicer.
Together.
They touch tips, and then Deering runs right on him, sits on his face. So they got to keep moving forward. These guys are out of it. It is the final lap. Bednar is leading this race over Seabolt, Cash Woods, and Rogers. Great ride by Bednar.
Yeah, how about this one? That took me by surprise. I thought Seabolt was gone out front, but Ryder Bednar has other plans. He goes into the race lead on the final lap. Seabolt 2nd, Woods 3rd, and Rogers trying to bring this thing home in 4th. T-Lang still pretty close, as is Dylan Dallaire. Ash Deering looks like it is probably over from there unless something ridiculous happens. Rogers almost went through the front door into that corner. Not going to go for the quad here, just triple single, playing it safe. And Cash Woods picking it up from a crash right in front of him is hopping his way through the whoops. A couple guys going down in the background, but these guys should be safe from here. So Ryder Bednar is going to bring it down the start straight on the final lap of the race. LCQ victory here tonight in Philly goes to Ryder Bednar.
Yeah, Seabolt right behind him. Great ride by him. Was up front earlier and then just dropped it a little bit. Cash Woods, though, good start and was able to hold on to that 450 and ride that thing. And Rogers definitely rode himself into this. Great ride by him. Tyler Lang coming up just short. Deering, Dallaire, Carter, Sullivan, Spicer, Stevenson. It's just crazy naming these names off, and that was only to like 12th of just how stacked this 450 class has been.
Yeah, we got 250 race winners. Bunch of really talented
legends.
dudes. A former SMX champion Luke Sullivan misses out here tonight. That's actually a big blow for him in the points.
Yeah, no, he was up there too, and he was staying consistent. I mean, he's number 11, number 21. You just see everyone's a 2. Every single person in this race is a 2-digit national number, if not career number holding guy. So that's official results right there. It got close between. Oh no, Rogers actually got 3rd over Cash Woods off of cuts, so that switched things up just a little bit. But yeah, that's wild.
Wild indeed. And now it is time to get wild for the main events coming up here in just a minute. We're going to send you guys to a really quick commercial break, and we'll be back on the other side of this with more Underground RC Supercross.
Have you been to the area's premier radio-controlled hobby shop and raceway? Underground Raceway and Hobbies in Great Northern Mall has 2 indoor tracks for racing at every experience level. Don't have your own car? No problem. You can rent one from us. When you're ready to get your own, we've got an on-site hobby shop with everything you need, including all the popular brands. Underground Raceway and Hobbies has kits for land, sea, and air. Cars, boats, planes, you name it. Come see us next to Dick's in the Great Northern Mall in Clay.
All right, welcome back into round number 15 of the 2026 Underground RC Supercross Championship. Here on Start Your Systems, Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood, ready to bring the action for the 250 main event here tonight. From Philadelphia, Spieth, Tharp, who wins?
Cade. For the championship, I'm going to say Spieth. I want this thing to go down to the final round. This is their last round before the shootout. Spieth has been on and off. He looked bad in the heat, but kind of figured it out the last couple laps. So I'm praying that he can bring this thing home.
All right, we'll see what happens. Spieth versus Tharp. A championship hangs in the balance with 8 points between them. 2 rounds to go. Let's see what happens here at round 8 in Philly. It's time to drop the gate. Let's go racing. Ryan Chelsea with a good start, but it's Tharp who's going to try to get there first. Braden Tharp gets the stats guy hole shot and immediately goes down. It's Jack Mark into the race lead as Tharp goes down and falls all the way down the order to dead last. Jack Mark, Ben Nerona, Ryan Chelsea out front with Cade Matherly just to his outside, but it's Jack Mark in the race lead.
Yeah, and Jake Spieth was right there. He had a bad end of the first rhythm section into that corner. On the inside, behind Jack Mark, it was just Braden Tharp, Cade Matherly, and Jake Spieth tucked right in behind each other. And Tharp just got a little overzealous and tucked the front right there and made a mistake. So Spieth having to work his way back a little bit, but this is what you need to capitalize on when you see this happen. You're inside the top 10. Your championship competitor right now is in 15th. So try to make quick work.
Ben Nerona down the inside takes the race lead away from Jack Mark going on to lap number 2. Jack Mark's going to try to fight back, but Nerona's got the premium option through this rhythm section. Oh, Jack Mark going to come up short.
Yeah.
And look at, I think that's Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea going by with Matherly into second and third respectively. So they're in their own little battle, but how about Nerona forcing the issue early here?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get a good start. You want to get yourself in the lead as quick as possible. And we saw that line as Chelsea's getting all sorts of buck wild here. He's going to get passed up the inside, exiting the whoops by Cade. That moves him into second. I think my prediction might be right here tonight. Doolies. Little baby ones on the Twizy machine. Cade Matherly is pushing, but that jump across start straight, Kellen, when they wheelie into that pocket, it's hard for them to settle their suspension and get onto that triple. We keep seeing it over and over. If you case it, you're done. If you can get that double in the pocket, it's almost impossible to mess up.
Absolutely. So Chelsea now goes back to work on Matherly as Nerona out front, 53.039, has got himself a nice little lead, opening up to 2 seconds right now. Where is Jake Spieth? Here he is getting around Thomas Sunis, but he's into the back of another rider, Connor Smiley, and Spieth is down. As points run on your screen, it was a 5-point advantage still for Tharp, but with Spieth laying on the ground, Tharp is going to go by in all of this chaos, and he's now moved into a great position because Spieth has so much work to do. I think that was a bit too much too early for Jake Spieth.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to... If you lose the championship and you're Jake Spieth, you're going to look at certain moments, and I think there's a lot of times where he's either pushing for a rhythm he's not very comfortable in, and going down on it maybe multiple times in the main event, or just riding too close to other people in the early laps. Wait for this thing to kind of separate a little bit. Some of these guys get a little overzealous. They try to follow in lines that they shouldn't, and then it ends up biting them, and you're off the track, and now this thing got completely flipped on its head.
Tharp up the inside, trying to make a pass on Emmett Sund. Hasn't got it done just yet. And Sund holds steady around that outside line. Tharp trying to get the 3 in, a little bit offline, and just splits the gap to get around Emmett Sund. I think also maybe Tommy Liberto was down up here as well. Ryan Rich goes by, and then you go back a few positions. Here is Jake Spieth. So he's actually only about 4 seconds behind Tharp, but that's going to go up a little bit more as he lands on some downed riders, gains 1 position to the net right there as one rider went by. That was Jack Gatlin, but Spieth is in like a world of hurt right here. He's got guys everywhere, forces the issue around Jack Gatlin to get into 9th, but he needs to get going quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're just so far behind. You got to make work of these guys quick. And see, looking at the gap right now, just to Braden Tharp, he's got 7 seconds, which is the gap from Braden Tharp to the lead. So if you can make that gap up to him, he's going to be all the way up there on Cade Matherly's ass in first place. So there's just it's just, you can't do that to yourself. It's too little too late. I mean, you're going to need Braden Tharp to get stuck behind Ben Arona, and then you need to just be putting in work and passing these guys quick. And I would say, hey, take your time, do what you need to do, but that was earlier before he had that big crash. Now I'm saying you got to get on your horse and get lucky.
Yeah, and in case it wasn't obvious, we do have a lead change out front. Ben Nerona, not sure if he went down or what, but he's back to 3rd. Cade Matherly to the race lead here in Philly, looking to pick up another win as he has just been on fire down the stretch here. All the while, Braden Tharp is charged up to this battle for 2nd and 3rd. Chelsea and Nerona going at it, but Tharp is right there in the background. He wants to make some more passes, get into a podium, gain those championship points, and he's in a great spot to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
Chelsea.
What? He just
Wow.
rode that barrel roll out? I don't know how you get your bike to do that.
Somehow, some way, he stays on 2 wheels and only loses 2 positions as Nerona goes back into 2nd, Tharp now 3rd. Now, Nerona and Tharp are teammates here for Ishika KTM. I don't know how much of a team game they're going to play here because Nerona actually still is pretty close from a championship perspective. Not close enough to say that he's in the championship fight, but close enough that he probably doesn't want to keep giving up points. As you can see right there, he would be about 31 points back as it runs right now. So I don't know what kind of game he plays here. Probably wants to stay alive for the championship going to the finale, but at the same time, it's your teammate.
Yeah. It honestly just depends on if they're like actually friends kind of in real life. Like I feel like sometimes these guys are on the same team, but they're like, I don't know that guy and I don't talk to him. So depends. But yeah, this definitely helps every position. I think maybe because it's, it's 2 rounds out for them, but it is close. Maybe he's not just going to roll over, but a lot of times you can ride pretty close and you can just kind of move out of the way a little bit once they get there. The gap right now, I don't think there's any reason where you're going to see him slow up or get out of the way. I think they're both just going to keep moving forward because what would really help is if Nerona can get all the way up to the rear end of Cade Matherly again, and they can both kind of start stacking points with some spoilers in between.
Yeah, and a good point too, because they both have now dropped Ryan Chelsea, another 5 seconds back to him. Jack Mark, Emmett's son, Jared Gummison, and then Jake Spieth. So Spieth really losing more and more points as Tharp makes more inroads up the road on the positions that he has done. Now Spieth gets high-centered in the berm. He's kind of stuck here, has to back all the way down and then gets going again. Still in 8th, but just lost a few more seconds of time behind Gummison. This is just coming unglued way too quickly, and time will go down so quickly in this race. They're already down to just 8 minutes on the clock, and I feel like Tharp and Nerona, as you said, are starting to work together to run down Matherly.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Tharp ran the fastest lap time of the race last time around. These guys are on a mission. If they are friends, though, this is kind of dangerous because you might have both these guys sitting in a Discord call just kind of talking to each other. I mean, some people talk, some don't. But if this was me, I'd just be yapping with my friend, talking about how fast we're going and working our way up. And I feel like it's easy. They talk about it all the time in real life. It's like riding at the test track every day when you're behind your teammate. It's in the most comfortable spot that you can be. So even making small mistakes, different options there, 2-3, 3-2. Tharp cases the 3 out and makes a mistake, but these guys are still working their way forward, and Cade is having a little bit of struggles, but could be due to coming into lappers.
Yeah, 2.9 seconds now, the gap back just over 3 seconds now as I say that, and it was at 5 seconds at one point. So Matherly jumping through the whoops, hopping and skipping. Seems like, oh man, Nerona's ripping the end of the whoops, and that's where that time gain is. He gained almost a whole second through the whoops alone, did Ben Nerona, and you can see the difference in times between our leader and Ben Nerona, 53.6 versus a 54.2, so gaining about 6/10 a lap or so up to Cade Matherly, and that gap is going to keep coming down quickly if those lap times stay the same. I feel like Matherly's almost got to up his pace now, or else this is going to be over before it even starts.
I mean, another bad lap, Kellen. That one was almost 2 seconds slower than Nerona just set the fastest lap of the race with a 52.97. So these guys are working, and Cade's got some company for now. What's crazy is, I was going to make a comment. I think if Cade Matherly showed up and was crushing it as he messes up that rhythm section, I think this title fight wouldn't even be fair. I think Tharp and Spieth have made so many mistakes. I think Cade could dominate the way he's looked the last 3 weeks. Even as I say that, with Nerona hot on his heels, it's just one race. I think these guys are all lucky that Cade Matherly hasn't been here all season.
Yeah, if you missed the beginning of the season, our defending East champion Cade Matherly, bit of a rough start to his season, didn't have the same speed he does now, and even chose to not show up for a couple of races. So he was way down the points order, past the halfway point. Then he showed up and started winning again, just almost out of nowhere, it felt like. And he's back to his winning ways, but he is a non-factor in this championship fight. Going for the race wins, but championship definitely not on the line. This race win certainly on the line, though. Nerona and Matherly going at it, and they have dropped Braden Tharp 9 seconds back. And I got to wonder now if Tharp has another bad one. Spieth still could get up there. He's only about 11 seconds behind him, so we got to watch that as well. But this lead battle is intense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I looked over to check, was the timing between those two, because this lead battle here is kind of playing spoiler, and so with are all the other guys up here. If Spieth can keep making a little bit of ground towards him and Tharp has one more mistake, it's over. Right now, though, we're looking at this battle. Look at that. You can kind of see him gain up a little bit, but still decides to check in right here. Playing it smart. Nerona has really good racecraft. I like what I'm seeing out of him, and I think he's full of confidence right now. You only have 5 minutes left in the race, but you've gapped him so much, or been able to pull him so much. I think you're just sitting comfortable, and you know you're going to make your move soon. Look at this quad. Ooh, it looked like he was trying to quad over. Or maybe almost just a mistake, or thought he had the run. Little misstep from Ben Nerona, so he's going to have to remount a little bit of a charge.
Yeah, but where he's so good, and where he has been good at least, is the whoops. He's been blitzing them a lot better than Cade, and a rider goes down right in front of him, and they split the rider. Very fortunate that Nerona had chosen a direction, and it stayed that way. That rider was flipping, and it could have gotten so much worse than that. Let's go on board with Nerona. Maybe not. Got that neck brace thing in the way again. What about Matherly? Does he? Nope. So we get a chance to see what Matherly's seeing out front. 7/10 in it, man. How does he play defense from this perspective?
I think he's got to take a breath and start knocking off better lap times. I mean, these guys were
just missed the rhythm.
Yeah, big mistake right here. That's going to make it close. I think he's going to be right on his rear wheel, protects the inside, can't get the double cross.
Down.
I think Nerona got into him too, unless maybe he hit that bail on the inside, a weird spot to crash if they didn't run into each other. So that's a bummer, but that also allows Braden Tharp to get a little bit closer. He's now only 3 seconds off of Nerona in second. And if you're Jake Spieth, who did pull up into fourth place, he passed Gummison, he passed Chelsea, he passed Jack Mark and Smiley from the LCQ, and he's trying to put himself in the best spot. The problem is he's still 11 seconds back from Braden Tharp. So these guys have been moving up through the field together. The only people making mistakes out front were Cade and Nerona.
So Spieth's now into fourth, only losing 2 points. Going to go out to a 10-point gap heading to the finale in Salt Lake City if it stays the way it is. But once again, Nerona and Tharp are racing each other. It sounds like Tharp is not in the same Discord as Ben Nerona, so they're not actually talking to each other. And I'm curious, again, how this is played. Does Nerona give him the spot at some point, or is Tharp going to have to really work to pass his own teammate here to get those 2 extra points? It seems like it's going to be the latter.
Yeah, they must not be friends, too, and I do feel like...
Nerona's down.
Down hard, yeah. It must have cased that triple on just down just after that tabletop. So, bummer for Nerona. It's kind of weird when you have these teams now where some of them are trying to buy people or trying to pay riders or get different people on their team, but they're not friends. I've only ever been on a friend team. We just call them bro teams. It's like all the friends play together. You're on the team. It was weird to have someone on your race team that wasn't someone that you talked to every single day and played the game with and raced with. So kind of interesting when you see these guys get in battles like that. It's like you kind of should roll over because you're technically on the same team, but kind of every man for himself at the same time. So
yep. So with that pass, though, Tharp gains another 2 crucial points in this championship fight, out to 12 points now. Nerona's still on his horse to try to at least get on the box here and play spoiler for Jake Spies. Tharp now all alone in second place, 7 seconds off the race leader, Cade Matherly, who's just in a world of lap traffic, man. Every time we go back to him, it's like 8 dudes wrapped around on either side of him. I don't know why I said that, but on either side of him. And he's trying to maintain this, positioning on the racetrack. He doesn't want to get caught up in any of their melee, but at the same time, you can't be too complacent and let them slow you down too much, because then Tharp will close up late in this race.
Yeah, I wish I had 8 dudes wrapped around me. Cade is absolutely ripping right here, though. The problem is, this track is breaking down a lot, Kellen. I'm starting to look at the way these guys are lucky there's only a minute left plus a lap in this race, because I'm starting to see 6, 7 ruts throughout. Didn't even mean to do that. That's just how many can fit on the racetrack. 6, 7 ruts on every jump face, and even like leaving the whoops, there's now a rut. Before there was just one kind of entering before the triple. So these guys you could just see how uneven they are. I used to not be a fan of a road. I really love how it changes the track. But you know what it does struggle with is moving through those lappers who are already not having a good race, already not going super fast. Now they're trying to deal with the same gnarly ruts you are.
By the way, Nerona went down again, so Jake Spies is now all the way up to 3rd place. He's on the podium. Another thing that's happening as well is we're coming to 2 laps to go is Tharp is absolutely ripping compared to Cade Matherly. 56-1 for Matherly last time by. Let's see what Tharp puts down. He is going to put down a 55-0. He was in the 53s before that, so the times are coming down really quickly, but with 2 laps to go now, Matherly checks down and only goes double, table over single, 3 into the corner. Is Tharp still doing the big lines? Yes, he is, so that gap's going to come down even more. Does Tharp still have a shot at winning this race?
I mean, you got a lap and a half, and you got a lot of lappers ahead of him. I think that's kind of what we have to look at. I wish we could almost see. I mean, there's 2 guys there. We'll see over this triple kind of. There's one spot he was able to get right there. 1, 2, 3 lappers ahead that I think he's going to get to for sure this next lap. So something's got to happen, but Tharp definitely has it. Kellen, he's only within 5 seconds. One mistake jumping onto the triple. I think that's why Cade is settling into more comfortable lines here. This is going to be a crazy one, Kellen. Let's see what happens.
Trying to bring home, I believe, his 5th career win. Would Cade Matherly do if he can finish off this final lap of the race? 4.7 seconds. Again, checks up to go 2, table over single, 3 into the corner. Lappers aplenty. Nicely done to stop and move out of the way right there, but Tharp is still charging. He wants to get there. I think it's going to be too late in this race, though, to get the job done. Matherly dealing with the lappers still as they blitz back by him in the whoops now. They're not even moving out of the way. It's 2.2 seconds as Tharp avoids a downed rider. Matherly has got, I think that's Nygren all over his back fender, and Tharp is going to be there with 2 turns to go. Now, how close can Tharp get it coming down the start straight? And still Nygren is in the mix here.
Nygren's got to move.
Tharp is ripping. Does he go for the inside move to try to win this race? Final corner. Matherly's there. Cade Matherly wins in Philadelphia. Tharp ends up in 2nd, and Nerona did get by Spies. Spies has got to get this position. He has to get this pass done, and he's going to go for it right here. Doesn't get it. Does not get the job done, and Nerona is going to be on the podium instead. 2 more crucial points that Jake Spies needed going the wayside as Tharp ends up 2nd and Spies in 4th.
Yeah. If I'm Spies, I think I would have tried to wait and get a better drive and do it. I also think you have a better chance. There's like a less sharp angle to make a pass before the finish, just the way that berm is built up and kind of what he was looking for there. Crazy race. We see 0.68 is, we'll round up to 0.69, is how far Braden Tharp finished behind Cade. It looked like Tharp was just going to go for the cuts win, but we're seeing he actually had more cuts than Cade, so he actually ends up finishing a 2.5 back on the race, but extending his points lead 2-spot gap back to Jake Spies. I mean, Cade playing spoiler, taking those 3 points away up front, but Jake Spies is definitely struggling down the stretch of this championship.
All right, so there you have it. Officially, Ben Nerona has been mathematically eliminated from this championship. Now 35 points down. 12 points in it, though, between Tharp and Spies. One round to go heading into the finale, and the only championship that might still be alive by the time we get to Salt Lake City, depending on what happens in the 450 class the next 2 weeks. But yeah, they will take their fight to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, great racing though by these guys. It's interesting to see the way that they're attacking the track as it breaks down. I like Cade Matherly being smart, built himself a big enough lead, I guess, there to be able to do those alternate lines that felt safer when the ruts are deeper, there's lappers around, so you don't want to be tripling and quadding all over the place. You know what I do think though, Kellen, is the 450 guys can do all those a little bit easier, and I think the lappers are still going to be struggling. I think we see some carnage. I think you got the people that just can't back out of hitting a quad, that just can't lay off doing something, some big line or making some pass. So, because they do have the power for it. So I'm interested to see. Also, this is one of the tracks, or I think maybe the only track this year that we've seen get slower as the track breaks down and gets more ruts in the corner. So someone like Seth Carr that normally gets faster 10, 15 minutes into the race and just starts dropping unbelievable lap times. I'm interested to see what he does today and if he can do what the 250 class couldn't.
Yeah, so let's make it easy for you guys here as we come to our 15th round of the championship. Seth Carr, 33 points up on Colby Eagland, 35 points up, or 35 and 37. Let me double check real quick so I don't get this wrong, but I know it's 33 and 35 or 35 and 37, one of those two, but we'll double check just to
it
make
was
sure.
33 and 36.
I don't know, man.
I'm just making shit up.
Basically speaking, I believe that anybody that if Carr wins the race, and let me double check here. We'll get it right now. 32 and 35. So neither of us are right. Okay, so here's.
I knew it was 3 apart. I'm taking the dub. Okay.
If Colby Eagland finishes outside of the top 15 and Braden Carter finishes outside of the top 11, Seth Carr is your champion if he wins the race. Now, obviously, that is crazy math that we'll try to figure out throughout here's tonight's race, but that could be a play here with this championship fight if both Eagland and Carter have a bad race going. So we'll keep an eye on that. Unlikely to happen, but there's at least a chance, which is why we feel like we got to bring it up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you never know. It's very, very rare because of the guys making it into the main event. I think it was kind of interesting in the heat race. Like, oh, if something happens, there's a bad start. But, yeah, Matt Burkeen, how are you here? How is Seth Carr so fast? How is he so checked out? What's your prediction for Matty B's finish in the main event? Do you think his thumb's got 20+1 in it?
I got Matty B with like a solid 14th, I think. I think he'll just stay on two wheels while everybody else does stupid things. And he holds on for a good result.
What did you say?
14th.
Yeah.
I think that's respectable.
I was almost going to say 12th. I'll go 12th.
All right, here we go, folks. It's time for round 15 of this championship. Could it be clinched tonight, or will we push it next week to Denver? It's time to drop the gate here in Philadelphia. Let's go racing. Pretty good start for Seth Carr. Somebody loops out. Carter up the inside trying to get there first. Hubbard, Carter, Carr, Jacob Hubbard. Stouts guy gets the whole shot as he leads the field into turn number 2. Carter up the inside is going to push his teammate wide to move into second place. Carr in third with Hubbard leading, but Carter's going to the front. Quad up into the inside line. Takes over the race lead with Wyatt Grant trying to get into second place as well.
Quad up is right. Braden Carter's done that in his heat race as well. Had a second or third place start. Hit the quad. Up the inside. I don't know why I said that instead of quad. But it goes straight to the lead. Jacob Hubbard has his starts back, but I think he might just get shuffled back here. Seth Carr and Wyatt Grant have shown more speed early on, but it would be fun to see Jacob Hubbard survive. We'll see if he can make it past 6 laps here tonight.
Pretty sure I just saw Matt Burkeen at 12 o'clock over the Supercross triple, which means he was probably coming around on a front flip. He's in ninth at the end of lap number 1. Braden Carter leads. Seth Carr now into second place, gets around Jacob Hubbard, and the chase is on. We love to see these two get out front and battle each other. Can we see Seth Carr run down Braden Carter and win this race?
Yeah, he's This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see week in and week out. is these two battling. We've only seen it really once this year where we got to see the mano a mano fight. I do think it was close, or we have seen it close, but then it kind of dissipates really quick. It would be awesome to see these guys go all the way until the checker flag. Just kind of, I'm going to keep an eye on what kind of lap times these guys are turning out early on. Maybe not that one, as Braden Carter was a second faster than Seth Carr was. But as these guys get comfortable, maybe 2 or 3 laps, we'll kind of see what they got. I hope that they're both on 2 wheels by then.
Man, Carr just absolutely greased that rhythm section, just using the first 2 jumps like a whoop section, basically, and still 3ing all the way onto the table is incredible. But Carter gets the triple quad, gets away a little bit more, 2.2 seconds now. Hey, how about Seth Shirley hanging tough with these guys? We just spoke about it earlier on tonight. Where has he been the last few weeks? And now, as I say, that blows it up a little bit and misses the Supercross triple, but man, he's kind of sticking right with these guys, and I feel like he has the raw pace to keep up with them.
Yeah, I do. I just maybe not doing it for 20+1, but I would love to see it. Just because he's been off, he hasn't really been up in this situation that much lately. It might take a little bit of time, maybe if he was doing this a couple weeks in a row, but I would love to see Seth Shirley kind of button up those mistakes. We just saw him jump into the hay bales there and just put together clean, consistent laps. Because he can be, if you're within 3-4 tenths of a second of the leaders, which I do think he can be, and you keep it on 2 wheels each race, you're going to be up there. You might even win. So the other guys seem to like to push and make mistakes. I think Seth Shirley's one of like a Luke Sullivan or like a Colby Eaglin, where even Tyler Lang back in the day, where they're just kind of like the consistency guys. So we'll see, but right now, these guys are pushing, and it looks like they're about to match lap times. Whew. Oh, my. You see him stopping into the corner, ripping front brake? What a sicko.
51 flat, 50.359 out of Seth Carr behind him. Tell you what we're dead wrong on right now is this man's performance. 6th place for Matty B right now, holding off Braden Castellaneta and the champ Colby Eaglin. Doolies over the finish line jump for Matty B. Look at him up here, man. He's just cruising with these guys like he's been here the whole time.
Yeah. I just think it never leaves you. I think you always still got it. I do love that he's just not hitting that line. I wonder if he's not hitting that line every lap, and this might be a little shuffle back and forth between the guys. But he is busting out the quad here, sitting down the whole way, leaning forward, looking like a goon. But he just jumped past your last year's champion in Colby Eaglin. Kind of just stunting on these hoes just a little bit. So Rakeem blows the rut right there. Going to get shuffled back 2 more spots. Wyatt Grant going to whip in his face. A little bit of disrespect right there. But it's all right.
I mean, the fact that he's even top 10 is badass, and he's still up here cruising with these guys. Tanner Rogers just behind him, so we'll see where Matty B ends up in this race as we go back to our race leaders. So Carter, 49.6 last time by to a 49.7 out of Seth Carr as Jeff Cooper rolls up the windows in the whoops and disconnects immediately. Allows these guys on their way through. Man, Carr is ripping, but Carter's even ripping even harder right now. This is crazy.
Even ripping her. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're both, this is what we like to see. I mean, it's them one-on-one. Oh, slides out right there. Seth Carr doesn't catch the rut with his rear wheel, so he is going to lose a little bit more time. That gives an even bigger gap, 53.2 to a 50.2. So 3 more seconds is how much further Seth Carr is going to fall back here. We see him going more towards his insane speed lines. See, he doesn't even need a drop in that pocket because he just trusts to grab another gear and slam into that face like you mentioned earlier, and it still has enough oomph.
Oh,
as we
down.
See him quad, case it, and roll up the windows. He's really sick in that section right before stepping onto the tabletop, but doesn't know when to back out of that quad.
So back to 3rd place he goes, just in front of Johnny Tsunami. So it's Carter, Shirley, Carr, Padani, Hubbard, the top 5 now. Eagland has moved to 6th as he hops his way through the whoops. Castellaneta 7th. Rogers running a solid 8th, and Siebold has charged his way up into the top 10. He's now in 9th. He's brought Gebhardt with him, and Wyatt Grant's going for a ride at the inside of the whoops right here. Man, I thought Wyatt Grant had the speed to win here tonight, and he has not put it together in the main event.
It does seem like he's has speed and really good starts actually for probably like the last 6 rounds or so, and he's been really impressing me, and I've kind of on the lookout for him every week to go out there, be on the podium, maybe sneak out a win. today, and maybe it's his internet issues as we see a little bit of lag right there, but this looks honestly like one of the worst Wyatt Grants I've seen in a while as far as just crashing and going down a lot, not being comfortable with the track. So hopefully you can figure it out. I mean, he's fallen further and further down. He's riding it around in 13th, messes that up right there, still does the Seth Carr line, just enough speed to get onto it.
He's too sendy right now. He's got to back it down like 1%, and he'll probably be going faster than anybody on the track, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Walter Gebhardt closing up on the 10 of Jeremy Seabolt. This is, of course, for a fight for 9th place between these two. They're having a good one, but as I say that, Gebhardt just gets it stuck in the District Designs bales. Bad placement, bad advertising for their team, but what are you gonna do? Another battle still brewing a little bit is this Eaglin-Castellaneta battle. Castellaneta's hanging tough right behind him here. And I feel like Castellaneta's slowly back to the old Braden Castellaneta that we used to know. I don't know if that's because he hasn't been building all the tracks or what, and as I say that, he nose picks the landing and gets hung up in the corner. Tanner Rogers is going to close up, as does Jeremy Seabolt. But yeah, Castellaneta I feel like has been pretty good lately.
Yeah, and I kind of mentioned that earlier. I was like, I just want to see him continue because he used to just be the guy who goes out and rips starts. It was him and it was Hubbard, back and forth, it feels like, for a whole Supercross season and into SMX and outdoors. So, I mean, the whole entire year, as I just named every single dirt bike race that they do. But he was just such a good starter, and I feel like now the last 2 weeks we're starting to actually see him be up front a little bit more. And then once you're up front, I think then you can slowly build that confidence, bring it back, start getting some more good results, and feeling good about yourself.
Yep, so Castellaneta still in 7th, Eaglin 6th. I'll tell you what happened, though. Seth Carr went down again. So he had lost that position to Shirley. Now he's lost 2 more spots to Padani and Hubbard. And Hubbard now right in front of Seth Carr is obviously helping out Braden Carter's situation a little bit to keep this championship alive. If not to next week, the week after even, all the way to Salt Lake City. Hubbard crosses over in front of Carr a little bit, but Carr just cannot quite get the pass done on the 78 machine as these two guys battled out for 4th place. And Carr struggling a little bit here tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit off, but I almost wonder if it's actually, well, no, his lap times are good, but I am going to keep checking and see if they do get really, really slower as the track goes on. But maybe it's just the way this track's built. I know we got new builders to switch it up and kind of throw some variance in this series so the guys aren't racing on the same thing week in and week out. And we've seen Carr do good on them in the last few weeks, but tonight we've seen him. He looks like a completely different person as he is riding absolutely terrible. Seth Shirley, though, don't look now, as a mistake from Braden Carter tightens this battle up. It's 1.5 seconds. You see Shirley on the Cowie behind him. Let's see what happens if Carter on this District Designs Yamaha maybe gets a little bit in his head here and has some competition soon.
Still 10 seconds behind them, so they can kind of figure this battle out amongst each other, but Shirley definitely looks like he is fired up to go run down the big number 2 machine. No wins this season just yet for Seth Shirley. He was so close in Glendale earlier this year, leading on the last lap of the race and then crashed in the whoops, but still has not got it done just yet. Mapper Keen down on the inside right there. Looks like he is slipping down to about 13th place. These guys starting to go a lap down, and I'll tell you what, they have already lapped up to 12th place, and there's still half of this race to go. We have just hit the 10-minute mark, and there's going to be a lot of lap traffic still to go.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Seth Shirley right here as we're on board with him, how beat up this track is. It's not even just ruts going up the faces of these jumps. There's also little G-out kickers, acceleration and braking bumps going on. So it's got that chop. So even when they're just trying to throw a whip off the finish line there, you just see multiple bumps right there. Seth Shirley, hold on to her, bud. There we go. Reels it back in. Is still able to kind of get this. Can he get this triple on? Front wheel too high. He's over the bars.
Down he goes.
Down. Was that
down he goes. No, that was another lapped rider down. But man, Seth Shirley was going way too fast for his own good right there and lays it down. He's going to get going just as Johnny Padani gets here. Padani is not going to make the pass. Shirley stays in 2nd place, and now a 13-second advantage opened up for your race leader, Braden Carter. Seth Carr is back into the 4th position. He has gotten around Hubbard, and he's got his eyes on 2nd and 3rd, I should say, on the racetrack. But, man, those guys are having a good fight amongst each others even, I should say.
Yeah, I like it. I like that we're seeing these guys now. Shirley's got Padani right behind him. I love that we're seeing so much variation. Braden Carter now with a big, comfortable lead, but we saw a little crack in the armor of Carr. We're seeing him kind of get it back together, and we're getting to see a lot of different faces up here kind of battling I feel like there were certain times during this championship where it got a little bit stale. Shirley makes the same mistake on the same jump 2 laps in a row.
Making me sound like Troy Jan on the
yeah.
Instagram reels over here. Someone's under the desk. We got Seth Shirley, though.
It's me.
We got Seth Shirley hanging tough here with this battle with Padani. He has not been able to get up there just yet, and now goes for the quad when Padani doesn't. Carr does get the quad, then almost goes down running into his teammate right there. Fortunate not to have a bigger one, but does stay on 2 wheels. Shirley, Padani, Carr, they're all still pretty close together. They've disposed of Hubbard quite well at this point in time. Hubbard about 6 seconds back, dealing with Eaglin closing that gap down. Then Castellaneta 7th, Rogers 8th, Seabolt 9th, and Bednar rounds out our top 10. Wyatt Grant a lap down, as is Matt Burkeen, Bodie Parker.
What place is he in?
Burkeen?
Yeah.
12th? It's cruising.
Called it so far. Don't fade it anymore. If he goes back to 14th, I'm getting pissed.
Just warming his arm up to throw away?
Warming it up. Better than Eli Tomac, I guess. Looking like a 3-year-old.
Brutal.
All
right, Shirley now behind Hubbard, still trying to get the work done here and close that gap up to him. So Padani and Carr have gone by. Looks like a mistake out of Shirley last time by. Ran a 102.5. Must have been a crash. Now he's got to make another pass on Hubbard to get back into 4th and try to run down the podium spots again, and he's going to do that with that inside move there. Hubbard off the track, gets going now behind Eaglin, who follows him through. So yeah, Eaglin and Carter are doing the job they needed to do to keep this championship alive. Carr is going to gain points on Eaglin, but lose some on Carter as it runs right now. And we're going to take this thing at least to Denver next week.
Yeah, I mean, gaining as many points as they can to get that 32 and 35 points down so where, hey, at least if something does happen, there could be a power outage. There could be, anything. Or you could just straight up miss the main if you're Seth Carr. But you need to get it. Poor Shirley.
And
that
it's
was
a leg,
so
too.
sick by
and
Eaglin. Yeah, jumping around that corner, barely clips his front, puts him down on the ground for 10 seconds. And yeah, you got to try to minimize those points, get as close to 26 points as you can, and pray that, we can make something happen.
All right, so now Carr is up past Padani. He is in the 2nd place. Padani doesn't look like he wants to let him go. Still racing him pretty hard here as he gets right up in behind his rear fender. But Carr now minimizing the damage. Still
Carr now
2nd place on the racetrack and only 9.2 seconds down. So if you're Braden Carter, got to still lock down out front because one mistake, one crash, Seth Carr could win this race.
Yeah, I mean, he's right on you. Padani and Seth Shirley and all these guys that have been up front have been putting up the fights that they could do, but can't do it all race. Carr, big mistake there. Padani over the top of him. He's going to go back to 2nd place. That was a sweet little quad right there on the 33 machine. As he's ripping through here on his Underground RC KTM. Looking good here tonight, and I love it. I love seeing some cracks in the armor and just seeing other people show up.
I think I saw Carter down. Yes, Braden Carter is down in the other lane, and suddenly Padani's only going to be about 3 seconds back. Carr 4 seconds back as we come to the final 5 minutes plus a lap of this race. So now we might have a race for the win here, folks. Braden Carter has had one too many mistakes, and that gap is down to just 3 seconds.
Can't believe he's going to go ahead, warm up his arm, and throw this thing away right in front of his girlfriend's face.
Oh, come on
Just
now.
embarrassing.
Come on now.
She's my favorite. We're chatting. We're in the chat. I'm a man of the people. We're talking. She comes out, supports him week in and week out. And he's looking great here. Look at that wheelie into the whoops here. The only problem is 3.5 seconds to Badani, 4 seconds to Carr as we see them charging behind. Pressure is on. 4 minutes plus a lap to go left in this 450 main event here in Philly.
So Padani and Carr still going at it for second. Eagland another 6 seconds back of these guys in fourth. Surely rounding out our top 5, of course. And then, man, only 9 guys still on the lead lap. They have gone through the field quite well here in this 450 main event. But Padani wants this second place. He does not want to give it to Carr. Doesn't care about no championship drama. He wants to put the 33 machine in P2 here tonight. If not even win this race, which it could come down to that 3-second gap still. As Padani's getting these rhythm lines a little bit cleaner than Carr behind him. Carr getting a little bit out of shape, and I thought maybe this would be when he'd start buttoning it down, but these guys are struggling with this racetrack late.
Yeah, and I'm decided that this track is definitely slower, but it's crazy because it's one of the only ones that's been like that all year for Seth Carr. Normally, he gets some ruts in the berms. He's able to just kind of rail those things, and his speed through the corners is twice as fast as they are in the early laps and qualifying. So Seth Carr struggling here just a little bit, but when you're struggling and you're in a battle for first, second, and third, look how close these three are. 3 seconds between the top three on your screen as you see them all come across the finish line. For some reason, Padani and Carr both case the finish line right there.
Look at this. Carr's going to get this inside. Oh, he almost blew it, though.
Oh, he'll get this clean, though.
Yeah, Padani gets onto the table clean. And just as they gain time on Carter, it balloons back out again to almost 3 seconds. So they did something a little bit wrong. Padani goes for the quad and gets it. Carr does as well. Oh, Carter saw both of the number plates there going through the whoops just ahead of them. 2:50 on the clock still to go, man. Carter is probably sweating this one out a little bit now at this point in time, just trying to keep that bike on two wheels.
Yeah, I mean, when you have, as much experience as Braden Carter does, he's used to being up front, but a lot of times he's been able to check out. So having these two breathing down your neck and making your own small mistakes, having to deal with the lappers as you've lapped up to 10th place so far, and Calzonetta is coming up shortly in 9th. You got to be thinking about those two right behind you. One small mistake can tighten it up, and there is a big one. Padani gets on cleanly. He's going to triple out. Look how tight this is getting. One lapper in the way.
Neither of these guys can get the preferred option, but I don't think Carter did in front of them either, so it stays pretty status quo. 2.2 seconds the gap between first to third with 2 minutes and a lap to go in this race. Padani wants to pick up his first win of the season. Carr is looking for, I believe, his 6th win of the season as he closes up on him, and Carter's still trying to win this race. Is stuck on that. Oh, and Padani flips off of him, and Padani goes down. Carr takes the race lead. Carter jumps back to the inside to get back by him, and now it's between the two of them to figure this thing out with 1.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, late change that inside option there in the split lane. Carr cases the finish again. They must be struggling with some of the ruts or the braking bumps coming up there because it looks like there's some potholes going up the lip of the finish. So Carter now has a lot more breathing room. There is those braking or acceleration bumps up that jump that Carr got stuck on before. He might have even clipped his outside peg on the outside little single there. So we'll have to see. Man, what a crazy turn of events. And Carr is struggling through the whoops as he's still trying to blitz them at Mach 10. And is it going to reach out and bite him?
Minute left on the clock, and this is going to get really tight. I think 2 laps to go this time by based on the current situation. But Carr is right there, man, and he wants to win this race and get this thing a little bit closer. It wouldn't be enough to clinch here tonight, but it'd definitely be enough to put this thing well within striking distance to wrap it up next week. Seth Carr versus Braden Carter, 2 to go in Philadelphia. Who wins this race? This is what we tune in for. And another mistake for Carr again is going to cost him as Carter gets the 3 on this time by. Those ruts are critical, and a rider down right in front of Carter almost cost him. He's short on the triple in, and he lays it down, but he doesn't fall off the bike. Carr takes the race lead with 2 laps to go. Now it's his turn to try to win, and Carter gets taken out by a lapper. And out of nowhere, Carr has a huge lead with 1.5 laps to go. This is Carr's race to win now.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. Kawasaki rider right there.
I think it was Tanner Rogers, who has had his history with Braden Carter in the past.
That's just ridiculous. Let's see, he's right there. Yeah, Rogers been looking good, had a lot of speed, but you absolutely cannot do that when you're a lap down. Look at Braden Carter. He's like, my race is over. I'm going inside quad single. That was sick.
That's ridiculous.
Just got maybe the right drive off of that where you still got your wheels and you get the low line and he just knows he can pull it. Wonder if that was a qualifying or if he's just having fun here. Bummer, you're out of this championship. You're battling tooth and nail for a race. You make a small mistake avoiding a lapper and you're still within a couple seconds and you get that torn away from you. Still anything can happen if Carr goes down, but There's only about a quarter lap to go.
No, this is falling all in his lap here. He put himself in a position to do it. He waited for the mistakes, and he took advantage of them when they came. This is the exact playbook that Seth Carr has used this year. It's why he's got a massive championship lead, and it's why he's about to win again. Philadelphia, it belongs to Seth Carr here tonight as he takes the win once again. Braden Carter versus Padani is not over for second as they come down to the line. Padani's going to try to steal it. Carter goes defensive inside. Padani tries to get by him, but he gets stuck in the tough blocks instead. He is down before the finish line jump. Carter gets second. Padani will turn it around to still get third. He's got that no problem. Hubbard looks like he's got Eaglin covered off. Surely the last man on the lead lap as Seabolt was a lap down, but an unbelievable turn of events sees Seth Carr win again. I believe it's his 6th win of the season, 8th of his career, and now he is one step closer to clinching this title next week.
Yeah, extend that points lead again, and yeah, he's probably gonna get there, or definitely clinch next week. What's crazy? I have a question real quick. If you disconnect from the server right after the race finishes before it restarts, can't we look at all that you rode? It doesn't kick you from the track, right?
I don't know.
Because I think if you just disconnect, you can still play in single player.
You're saying do this?
Well, no. Oh, don't do that.
What do you mean?
Just when you click, if you just click multiplayer and then disconnect, it'll keep you on the same track.
Yeah, I got you.
It's okay.
Whatever.
Oh, well. I just want to see some of those routes. I mean, we could do that later on. I also think that's something we could maybe do in outdoors too. So check out those racetracks, because this was, I think, the roughest, gnarliest track. The way it broke down, there were so many chuck holes going up lips, and man, it was survival of the fittest as they lapped up to 7th place here tonight. Matt Burkeen finishes 11th.
A crazy, crazy night of racing indeed, and it ends with a Seth Carr win in the 450 class. About as predictable as it gets, but that race was almost as unpredictable as it gets. It seemed like Carter had that thing wrapped up at halfway and found a way to lose it.
Yeah, I honestly think that track being a short, I mean, it wasn't even that short though. It was 50-second lap time. So 49 at their best, they barely dipped into. We saw 44 last week. So it's you didn't have the shortest track ever, but I think it was so difficult. What seemed like it was pretty easy. I kind of like that though, because the track looks easy. The layout looks basic. There's 1 or 2 rhythm sections that look like they might come into play, but just the way the track breaks down, there was people going down everywhere. So I like that. I like when the racing, we never know what we're going to get, and it's never boring with these guys on the track.
Never boring indeed, and that's why we go racing every single week here for Underground RC Supercross. We also got to see RF Next tonight. The 250 East Championship fight lives another day, of course, and they will take their title fight all the way into Salt Lake City for the finale in a couple weeks. We're back to West Racing next week, though. Denver and Salt Lake City to bookend this championship. We go back to the West Coast Series and then a showdown to wrap this thing up. And I'm excited, man. 2 to go.
Yeah, if Cash Woods comes out and dominates on the 250, I know that's the problem. But I think it's just a little bit too much for him. And some people never move up to the 450 and never want to because they prefer a certain bike in here. So yeah, going to be interesting. And I think playing spoiler, this championship is blown out of the water, but that 250 East Coast Championship, you never know what can happen at the showdown. It's people you haven't been really racing all year. And yeah, even though that gap got way bigger between Tharp and Jake Spieth, anything can happen. So I'm excited for the next 2 weekends.
Yep. So here's your points as it is right now. A 38-point lead for Seth Carr over Braden Carter, 40 over Colby Eaglin. Mathematically, everybody else is eliminated. And if Seth Carr leaves with a 25-point advantage after Denver next week, he is your 2026 Supercross champion. East-wise, again, that 12-point difference that we talked about. Ben Nerona now out of the championship as well with 1 round to go. So it's down to Tharp versus Spieth for East. It is down to just Eaglin, Carr, and Carter for 450 Supercross. And if you missed it already, West is wrapped up. Cash Woods, 65 points up as we head to Denver. So that is going to do it here tonight for us from round number 15 of the Underground RC Supercross Championship live here on Start Your Systems. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in every single week. We love the support. You guys have been excellent all season long, and we hope you show up and show out for the final 2 races of the year. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a special guest in studio next week, so hopefully that will come to fruition as well. Again, big thanks to everybody behind the scenes, of course. Lane Burks, our stats guy, Luke Scheffler and Tyler Lang for all the work they do running the races, along with Caleb Hall. The track crew, the RFG track crew, always doing a great job every single week, putting out a banger of a racetrack for us to call the action on. And, of course, my guys, Carl Novak and Evan Holt, for all the work they do producing the video content. Jacob Hubbard for the Battleground server, all the work that he does over there. You guys are all the reason why we can call the action and go racing every single week, so thanks so much to them. And, again, thanks to all of you guys watching at home. All right, on to Denver next week. 2 rounds of this championship still to go. Can't wait to see you guys there. But for now, we're going to send you on your way. Thanks for watching round 15 of the championship, and we'll see you next week for Denver. So long for now.